if it's correct. I don't know. Maybe not.
It looks like we are.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome to Countryside Acres. Unless I did it wrong. Then you're on some other channel. It's possible. Did you find it on here? I think you're in the right spot.
I'm not sure either.
You don't want to view the channel. You need to go to YouTube.
Are we live? Because
now you need to go. So that's right. So now you need to search for it.
okay. Hi.
Hello, Nikolai. No, Nicola. Привет.
I'm not sure what's
Hello, my friend. Hi, guys. Greeting from Macedonia. Hi from Manitoba. Jumping. Those are going by too fast already. Until you get loaded up, you gotta punch it in here. Hey, everybody. We are just working on some technical difficulties, as usual.
Yeah.
We're not very technical people.
Is this one?
Yes, that would be the one.
This one. Okay.
In order to read the comments, it's a lot easier on the desktop. So, greetings from Macedonia. Greetings from Manitoba. Maryland. Hello. Hi, happy people. Groovy life. Hi from Ufa, beloved Canadians. Dobre večer. Hello from Wisconsin. Finally, I caught a live broadcast. So thank you for joining us. Pavel. Yeah.
They're there.
Pervli. I don't know what that means. Sir, hi. Sergey, hi. Hello, dear family. Now I can watch down there. New Jersey. I can use the mouse. You're letting me use your mouse? Oh, I feel privileged. Anton, hey guys. Chris, 1968. Good evening. It still jumps around like that, though, eh?
You just gotta be mindful where you put it.
I have no idea where it was. Good evening. There we go. Hello, good day to everyone. Kita, hi. Igor, handsome. Oleg, hello from Thailand. Benedict, hi all. Mikhail, thumbs up. Andre, how's it going? Very well. Tired, actually. Sunday's a day of rest. We usually don't do a whole lot, but I'm still exhausted. Where are the children? Sleeping, most of them. It is 8:30 at night. We have always been believers in putting our children to bed pretty early. The youngest ones go to bed at 7:30, generally, depending on the time of year and depending on what's going on.
Yeah.
And then there'll be at least 2 awake yet, maybe 3. Maybe 3 awake. Yeah. Olga, hello. Ilya, a lot of work on this week. Congratulations. Thank you. Nina, thumbs up. Dimitri, hello. Vadim, hello. Sever, Murmansk. David, hello. English tutor. Greetings from Hamilton, Ontario. That's close to home. Been there lots of times. When Wes was born, we actually had him in the sick kids in Hamilton for 9 days.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was a scary time. 14 years ago, almost. Isn't that
It's
crazy?
15.
Almost 15, yeah, you're right. G, privyet itself. Good night, everyone. Russian language. Hello, hello. Izir, hi. Ilnor, good night. Oh, I lost you guys somewhere. Wish it wouldn't jump like that. Georgia, greetings to Arend and Anneesa from Cancun. Nice. Dima, hello from Belarus. David, hello, Arend and family. Windows 11, good to you and your family. Greetings to you from the church. You will understand, but it's a pity. Nah, I don't understand, actually. Alexei, blessed Russian Canadians, greetings from Kostroma. Laurel, hello from Nizhny Novgorod. Greetings from Samara. Hello from Egypt. I haven't had that one yet, have we? I admire you. Benedict, hello. Arend and Anneesa. Arena, greetings from South Africa. Alexandra, hello. Sergey, greetings from the neighboring city of Zerzinsk. Elena, greetings from Kostovo. That's not too far away. Peter, hello from Yalta, Crimea. Russia, another American in Russia. Tatiana, have the children recovered?
Well, a little bit.
Mostly.
Mostly, yeah.
A new coffee mug. Elena, greetings from Yekaterinburg. Dmitry, privyet from the Black Sea. Dawn, hi, are the children feeling better? They're getting better, most of them. We all kind of actually went through it. I still sounding a little deep, but I had a bit of a sore throat too. Dawn, I read that one. Anton, how are you? Good, just tired. Sharon, hello from Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Love your new tractor. Your house is looking great. Thank you, Sharon. Luda, hello. How have you been? Very well. David, hello, Aaron, Anneesa, and Nadia. Good evening from Finland. You are great. He fulfills his dream. Thank you. Hadimi, hi guys from Nizhny Novgorod. Can't wait until you open your shop so we could drive by and buy your products. Thank you. We appreciate your support. Yeah, looking forward to that as well, actually. It'd be nice. Chrome, such tanned as with Miami came. I found actually that I was getting lighter this week. There's not as much sun. I lose my tan very quickly, I find.
Yeah, usually. I do too.
Hello from Yuza and Anatolia. Hello, our dear Canadian Russians. Alexander, when you start speaking Russian? Well, we speak a little bit. Privyet. This winter, we're hoping to really focus on. Right now, obviously, we're busy with the house. We need to provide for our family and earn an income. That's our focus right now. Get a roof over our heads, food, and back into a more natural life for us. Living in the city is far from natural for us. And all the children, every time I go to the farm now, they always beg to come with because they'd rather be out there than in the city. Arctic Bear, hi from Norway. Wish you all the best. Russian Alexandrovich, hello. Anton, hey from Moscow. Glad to see you together. Elena, we are happy for you. Forward to your dream. Oh, big jump. I don't know where we went. We'll start right here. Hello from Chicago. Oh, caught you the first time and online in real time. Hello from Omsk, Siberia. Are you going to visit Siberia one day? I would love to. Absolutely love to. I hear there's a lot more wildlife there, which is one thing that I miss here a lot. There's not much for wildlife. I seen a couple of squirrels in the park the other day. That was the first 2 squirrels I had seen in Russia.
Yeah.
That's about it. Hedgehog.
Yeah, that was cool.
1 fox. I've seen 1 fox so far in Russia in 6 months. So we are used to a lot of wildlife. Where we were, there was a lot. And I hear that Siberia has lots. So love to come visit someday. We are scared that if we go there, like Altai or something, that we might like it too much. Because it's supposed to be pretty beautiful. Elena, greetings from Moscow. Wenzen, do you prefer to use imperial or metric system? We grew up with both. It's just that I've been building since I was 14 years old in construction. Always it's been imperial. And so some of the mathematics, it just takes time. But I've actually adapted much faster than I thought I would. And now I strictly use metric when I'm building the house. I still think in imperial, of course, but a lot of it's easy to switch over. Easier than I thought it would be. Alexander, hello, fellow countrymen, Nizhny Novgorod. Emil, curious how it is with building permit process. I'm told it's not necessary. So there are some codes to follow. Of course, you got to build according to some certain norms, but other than that, there isn't really much. The rapture is very close. People have been saying that for a very long time, and I would agree we are getting closer, but I have no idea when that time is coming. There's a few things that I think need to happen first. Butte Boer, filtrationists. Greetings from South Africa. Valentina, hello from Volgograd. Did you like Anneesa's tractor? My tractor. Arend's tractor. You getting a tractor too?
I don't know.
Maybe one day. The little one can be yours.
Yeah, there you go.
Alexei, hello from St. Petersburg. Hope you will visit us. One day we would like to. Alexander, it's a pity that I have dyslexia. I would love to read all the comments since I follow their success. Fishing, hello, super people. My green corner, who knows English? Write what it is about. Yeah, sometimes somebody does that in here, and I think that's very kind. So if somebody wants to do that, that would be lovely. Hello from Gus Rustalny. Greetings from Moscow. Evan, hello, and all the best wishes from Owen and Leslie and Leonard from Alberta. We love watching your channel and always keep fingers crossed for you guys. Thank you very much. Alberta always has a deer spot.
Was a soft spot in our heart.
Yeah, I always loved Alberta. And the mentality of the Albertans. It's Yeah, pride of Canada right there, I think. Our Naturum Tver region is in touch, 100%. Vladimir, hey Aaron and family, we are very happy for your progress in life in Russia. Question, what Russian classic films have you watched? For example, Love and Doves. Which ones are you planning to?
We don't watch much.
We don't watch a lot at all. Before we came, I watched a lot of Moss film. I don't even know if those are classics on there or not. I do love watching history and war, so we did watch quite a few old Russian movies and some new ones, all in Russian, just English subtitle. But that was then when we had some spare time. We were in Georgia, I think, at the time. We were watching some movies. I have not watched a movie now in... I can't think of the last time I watched a movie. Just too busy. Rima, I want that cup too. Well, we will be off. This was a test.
This was a test.
I just made this one, but the logo is too big. It's too close to the top. So we had never done this before. We literally made this one today. And we will be making some very soon.
Different designs.
Yeah, different designs that we are hoping to have for sale. If somebody wants to support us, then we can send them a mug kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, lovely family from Zoya. Zega, will your eldest son come to visit you in house soon? He is planning to come visit, yes. Fishing, Kaliningrad loves you. Kaliningrad. Alex, hello from Krasnodar. What program or based principles could you recommend to teach children in family at home? Structure and discipline is important. I'm not talking about corporal punishment per se, but just discipline in general. Your yes should mean yes, and your no should mean no. And Anneesa and I both, I'm just so thankful that God put us together because we're on the same page. I see a lot of parents, they say no to the kid, they say no to the kid, they say no to the kid, and then they give the kid what they want. That child is not dumb. That child has just learned that it took 3 no's before he got a yes, and he will do that again. No has to stay no, and yes has to stay yes, and you need consistency. Children do much better with consistency, structure, routine, discipline. Yeah. And responsibility, I think, is a big one. Kids get bored.
Yes.
Idle hands get into trouble.
Yeah.
Children need responsibility. The devil's
playground.
Some people are like, oh, you make your kids work. Yeah, we don't make them work. They actually like to work. They actually beg to help us. Now, not all of them like doing certain types of jobs. So, yes, sometimes you have to push them into a certain job, like cleaning your room. Mm-hmm. But it's important for them to contribute to a family structure. They feel good about it. They feel better about it.
We have one that actually begs to clean the toilet. She enjoys it that much. I'm like, seriously? Yeah, that's just, she feels so accomplished that when she's done doing it, because she has a purpose. It's so funny.
And I think any adult can relate, not to the toilet. I have no desire to clean it, but to accomplishing something, to be able to do a job, stand back, and just feel good about doing something. And children are no different. What do you do when it's raining? Oh, I lost that comment. I don't know where I went. What do we do when it's raining? Well, it hasn't actually rained a lot here this summer, so we've been able to get a lot of work done without rain. This week, it was supposed to have rained almost every day, but it barely did. When it rained, we went in and made a coffee. When it stopped raining, we went back out and kept working. The house is now covered. We can work inside the house dry, but so far it really hasn't rained a lot. So.
Today.
Well, today it did. Yeah, it was. There was jets flying here in Nizhny Novgorod. There was a nice air show that we came for. Then we saw the rain coming, and everybody saw it at the same time. The crowds just took off, and there was one little restaurant there. It was just cram packed. It was shoulder to shoulder packed full of people as it rained outside for about 45 minutes. Just poured down. Yeah, glad we weren't outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry I lose a lot. This is why we do have lives on Boosty once a month, and it's more of a one-on-one because there's a lot less people on there. I can't keep up. I'm sorry I miss a lot of them. Please don't be offended. If it's important, just type it. Type it in again. Grandfather's uncle. Hey guys, why did you choose this particular technology for building a house? Do you think it is suitable for the Russian climate? Because I'm familiar with it. I've built houses like this all the time. Basically, every house in Canada is built like this. Canada is just as cold or colder than Russia, particularly Nizhny Novgorod, where we've lived in Canada, is far colder than it is here in Nizhny Novgorod. And
slower.
Somebody said that? Mm. Sorry, I speak very fast. Try to keep up with the comments too. But yes, it's very suitable for the cold weather. We lived in Saskatchewan, which is where we saw the coldest temperatures I've ever seen, which is minus 58. And the house was still very warm, and same technology as what we have in our house. You don't need thick walls. People seem to think the thicker the wall, the warmer it is. That's not true. Concrete actually allows cold and heat to go through, right? So you need a thermal break in there, which is why there's usually an airspace between 2 concrete walls. But making the walls thicker, concrete, does not make it warmer. Right? You don't need thick walls necessarily. You just need good insulation. James L. Jesus, $10. Thank you very much, James. Did you get the book I sent you 2 years ago? Christianity's Great Dilemma.
I think we did.
Hell, what? Somehow I vaguely remember someone sending us a book and we had no idea where the book came from.
I think you read it.
I think so too. That's a long time ago though. So if that was you, James, thank you very much. I do remember getting a book in the mail, and I think that is the title of it. And we had no idea where the book had come from, or where it was ordered. So thank you, James. I, off the top of my head, cannot remember what it was about right now. I think we may still have it.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Probably be at your mother's though. How do I get that back off the screen? Oh, there it goes. Johnny, I want to explore Russia as a temporary visitor for 9 months, planning $5,000 a month. You can do a lot of visiting for $5,000 a month. You will live very well here in Russia. Tinfoil hat, hello from Saskatoon, Canada. Anton, Aaron, how's the tractor? Great. I haven't used it for any field work yet. I actually find the back end's a bit light when I pick up a load with a bucket. And probably partly because every tractor I have ever owned, I always ordered the tires loaded. Now, I've tried to explain that in Russia. It doesn't seem to be a thing here in Russia. They don't seem to do it. So in Canada, you can order them loaded. They used to put calcium in the tires. Calcium's really hard on metal, though. Lately, I've been offered beet juice, and that's what I had in the last 2 tractors. And they fill the tires with beet juice, which gives you a good counterweight. And the nice thing is that the weight's in the bottom of the tire because it's fluid. Anyway, they don't have that here. So we're getting some cast iron weights, wheel weights we're going to put in there, and that'll help balance it. But yeah, I love it. Absolutely love the tractor. Jaber, they do not gather but already live. Not sure what you mean. Kida, in fact, they just answer greetings and questions from the chat. It is difficult for you to translate literally. Be patient. When the stream ends, YouTube will process the video and auto subtitles will appear. Very true. Yes, they will come after. Caesar, hello, mates. I have a question. What kind of farm business you want to do? Farming to us is everything. We grow everything that we can eat and grow extra of that so that we can sell it. That is our goal. So whatever you think of that we like to eat, whether that's chickens, beef, pork, milk, butter, eggs, vegetables, potatoes, bread, everything. We're hoping to grow it and then we'll offer it for sale. And it'll all be organic, naturally produced, good food. Stuff that you can be proud of and that you won't have to worry about feeding your kids. Hi from an American living in Germany, Travis. James, did you get the book? I read that one. Constantine, greetings from Moscow. I admire your courage. Welcome to Russia. Thank you, Constantine. PJ, howdy. I remember when you were building your last house on solid rock back when you were a smaller channel. Yes, I remember the name PJ. I love that house. That was a nice property too. This property is better. It's nicer. House is a lot smaller, but it'll suit us just fine.
I don't find it that smaller. I think it's much more productive.
But our upstairs of the last house was just really big.
Yeah, I think there's just much more.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it'll suit us good. Vladimir, hi, Aaron and family. We are very happy for your progress in life in Russia. Question, what Russian classic films? Oh, we answered that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Victor, how much? Sorry, Victor, I lost you. If it was important, write it again. I don't know where that was. We'll start here. Supporting the sport. How much does it cost to build a house in your region? I have not done the math on that completely. I don't know. It's a lot cheaper than Canada. Johnny Yuma, concrete is porous. True. Not just porous, it is a, what's the word for it? Like the cold will go right through the wall. You'll see frost. Like if you get an old barn, the old barns that we were familiar with, that I grew up with, I mean, they had big, thick stone/concrete walls. And the frost, if it was cold enough outside, there would be frost layered on the inside. You could scrape it off. I mean, it really traveled right through the wall. And so it doesn't matter how thick you make it, it'll still travel through. Demir, you have a very beautiful couple, and your wife is lucky to have such a man. Well, I am lucky to have such a woman. Not every woman would be able to put up with me. And this woman does. Roman, hello from Kaliningrad. Please tell me, has your relatives' opinion about Russia changed? They see your success in immigration. We probably don't talk with relatives as much as we should. The ones we talk to, I would say some have changed their opinions, yes. The older ones tend to be a little more stubborn, and they are very entrenched in their ways, and they've been told their whole life Russia's bad. So it's harder to change that. And they still watch TV. Like my parents watch TV, and they see that on TV. I think they still believe Russia's bad. Even though they see that we're having success, maybe they think it's just like I don't know.
One area.
Yeah, or something, I don't know. But a lot of people still have misconceptions about Russia because the media feeds them this garbage all the time. But yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people have, a lot of our friends and stuff too, they see Russia differently now, and they see more of Russia, of course, than they ever would have before. And we're hoping that slowly but surely more people will realize that people are people. Whether they're Russian people or Canadian people, there's really no difference. When we go out on the street, we don't see Russian people. We just see people. They don't look any different than Canadian people. They don't behave any different.
Like the looking of when we're driving through the countryside and when we're walking around the streets, I sometimes just forget that I'm in a different country because it's so similar, like geographically and climate-wise and everything, like Canada.
Very, very much.
Like so many times that all of a sudden, like even the music, sometimes I hear English music playing in the stores and stuff, and then all of a sudden somebody will open their mouth and I hear this foreign language and I go, oh yeah, back to reality. I am in a different
You were commenting the other day, there was a mom and her child, and it's like, it's no different, right? I mean, mothers in Canada and mothers in Russia, they still want what's best for their children. And we need to remember that we're all the same people under God. We're one people. Although we talk differently, maybe we have some different customs and traditions. I'm hoping more people will just see that. And us ordinary folks all want the same thing. We just want to raise our families in peace and happiness and in a sense of normalcy.
Yeah.
I love watching videos from Russia. Russia is such a great country. I agree. A relic. Now you know. I don't know what I know. Mikhail, greetings from friends. Aaron, did you get the silver button? When will we celebrate? We didn't get it. My mother-in-law has the silver button. It got shipped.
She got to open it.
Yeah, shipped in Canada. She opened it and allowed us to sent us a video of her opening it, which we never put on the channel.
No, I really hope though she's sending it to us, but it's such an issue.
Yeah, I'll probably get lost in the mail or something. So yeah. What's this? Another super chat. Hi from Alaska. Any plans to build a Russian masonry stove? Not at this point, no. This is from A1, $9.99. Thank you very much, A1. Appreciate that. At this point, we don't have a plan to build that. We're just going to get the house up and, just normal heat, whether it's going to be gas or electric or outdoor wood stove, one of the two. I'm not sure yet. Or one of the three. Greetings, Aaron. Did you get this? Oh, read that one. Oleg, how do you find building a house when it comes to getting all kinds of permits? Very easy here. Valerie, hello from Nizhny Novgorod. I'll review it with translation tomorrow. Andre, they are from Canada. They know perfectly well how to build houses that are resistant to cold. Amen. Yes, we do. Kolinart, are you planning to have a Russian child? We'll have 8 Russian children once we receive citizenship. Whether we're planning to having more children, we leave that up to God. If He gives us more, then yes. And if not, then not. Adoption is always open as well. We believe we have more love to give, and our hearts are open to that. If that is something that God wants for us, we would gladly adopt other children and help them if we can.
Absolutely.
Tatiana, are you going to pick mushrooms and cook it? One of our lovely neighbors actually brought us a basket full of mushrooms the other day. Very lovely, very kind. We have not had time to go picking mushrooms. We are trying to get under our roof. Rudy, much love to you from Mississauga, Ontario. You guys are amazing. Praying for you and your family. Thank you very much, Rudy. Greetings from Belarus. Ekaterina, I'm sure you miss Canada sometimes. I hope the hot Russian hearts will warm you with warmth. I don't really miss Canada that much.
No, that's what...
I miss some of the conveniences because I know which stores. I miss my Timmy's double doubles. I miss Home Hardware, actually. I love Home Hardware. It's a good store.
I miss driving.
Canadian Tire.
I was just saying, I miss driving down the back roads in the country. So, like in Russia, they have major highways, and then they have the odd road that goes into a village somewhere. But they don't have, like in Canada, you have like straight roads, and they're just a whole bunch of farmhouses. And I just miss driving down those back roads away from the major hustle and bustle of busy streets and roads and things. But that's about it.
Yeah, here we don't have much for back roads. Right? We spend a lot of time driving back roads in Canada. Crop tours, right? A bunch of guys jump in a pickup truck and go driving down the back roads looking at other farmers' fields. Those types of things don't happen here.
No, they don't have any back roads.
Like, even I commented the other day, it just struck me. I'm like, hey, there's no farm kids here.
Yeah.
You know, like growing up, you got a fall fair. There's farm kids everywhere. You know, cowboy boots and belt buckles and hats and stuff all over the place. It's just the farm kids come to town and do stuff, or lifted trucks, big mud tires. Not necessary, but we just have a lot of that. You know, black smoke pouring out of a pickup truck. There's not a lot of pickup trucks here. It's a different culture. Do I miss it? There's certain parts of it, I guess, maybe, but I mean, scenic wise, this country's the same. The workload's the same. I got just as much work to do as I did there. The animals are the same. Once we get our farm rolling, it's not going to be any different. How do your children feel in Russia? At this point, they still love it. Nobody wants to go back yet. I ask them regularly, and everybody.
And it makes it easier that we have technology too, like that we can communicate with people. Yeah.
Will you plant trees, and what kind? Yes, we hope to plant a lot of fruit trees. Still, for the noise from the highway, we can still hear it quite a bit, so we do plan on planting some deciduous trees. No, coniferous trees.
Yes.
Evergreens and things like that there to help block some of the sound. And then lots of fruit trees. Annika, hello guys, Sweden here. Love to you all. Thank you. I designed the bear. Hello from Moscow. I'm glad to see the progress in the construction of your house. Are you planning to connect gas and electricity? Yes, of course. We've been waiting for that electricity. We had somebody fill it all out, and apparently it got denied the application. Something was filled out wrong. It's complicated. It's not super easy, but we're working on it, and hopefully this week we're hoping to have more of that figured out. Evgeny, thumbs up. English tutor, by the way. Selskomash stands for Salskatown in Rostov region where I am from. Zel is agro, and mash is machinery. Yes, that was explained to us. We actually, that's coming up in a video yet. But, anyway, the director of the plant came up to the farm and met with us, and nice guy, super nice guy, great meeting, and he explained that to me too. English, maybe you could check out Rostelmash Machinery. That would be nice. Yes. When will you be in your home?
When it's done.
Tomorrow. I'll be working on it. We're hoping to be in it in September, but we got to push hard to get that done. So we'll see. I feel sad that villages are dying, and I'm so glad that you're showing what our lives used to be before we all ended up in big cities. I don't know why. Why do you people want to live in cities? I mean, there's conveniences here, but I don't understand.
I think, don't get us wrong, I think Nisi is a beautiful, beautiful
100%.
city.
I love it in the city.
Beautiful city.
But I wouldn't want to live in it.
So somebody, one of our viewers on Boosty, just sent us a private message, and that's kind of what they were saying from, like, we're uploading some of our older videos and with the translations on it, and he was like, it's like night and day with us. So like these videos are a little bit older, so it's like when we first arrived and the stresses of us moving here, and he was commenting how we just look like totally different people, and we seem like we have different spirits now, and I'm like, you took a bunch of farm people that live in the country their whole lives, and you planted them into the city.
Not our cup of tea.
It's like we were totally not like shocked. It was a beautiful city, don't get me wrong, and I don't mean any insult to anybody, but it just seemed like it was such a shock to our system.
It's no different than taking a wild animal out of its natural element, putting it in a zoo.
Yeah, so the example I use is you take a fish out of water and you expect them to just survive and adapt on the land, where it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Now we're
With
back
us,
where
it was
we
like,
belong.
Right? We feel like so at home in the wilderness and walking through the fields and just natural.
So people were worried, well, what are you going to do for, I don't know, stores or the doctor? Or we're not used to having any of that close by.
No.
I mean, you get in your car and you drive. we like being out in the middle of nowhere.
It's not that we don't like people. That's not the point. It's just a matter of it was such a shock that everybody didn't quite understand that when we came here, right? It's just normal for everybody here to live in a city, but to us, it's like complete opposite, right?
Yeah. And I agree with you. I feel sad that the villages are dying as well. I think there's so much to be offered in village life, and I'm hoping that more people will see the benefit of raising a family. I can't. To
Just
me,
in
the
country,
absolute pinnacle of success is not a lawyer or a doctor. And I'm sorry if you're one of those people.
No,
we
we
need those
appreciate
people,
them too,
right?
yeah.
But the pinnacle of success is farming. That is what I've been striving for my whole life, because it is the one job where I can be home every single day working beside my wife and beside my children. What greater success can there possibly be than
It's
being
where
a
we
farmer?
can teach about everything good and God given purpose in life, really.
Where the rubber meets the road, you can just, I absolutely love it. And to me, there's nothing better. And if we can show other people that, hey, you know what, it's not all about the money. It's not all about, the riches that you can make in this fancy job. I know a lot of people that make a lot of money at work and hate their job. Farming, we've never made a whole lot of money farming, but I've loved every day of it, and it just allowed me to spend that time with the kids.
Yeah, I go back to kidding season. It's the most busy,
Baby goats,
baby goats. We had 360.
Well, we're milking 300.
Yeah, but we had a big herd, and kidding season is when the babies, come out of the goats, and we were always busy, but it was all hands on deck, we always said, and we had babies in jolly jumpers and playpens in the barn. But I look back at those times and I'm like, they're the best memories we made. We have like so
all
many
working together.
good memories being in the barn, because it was like, I just loved it. It's like hours and hours in the barn together as a family, and
it's dear to us. Looking at the way you work with your family reminds me of my childhood here in the U.S. We are not the same. I'm on Iowa now, watching your channel with local farmers. They love your work. Thank you.
Thank you
for the feedback, Iowa. Sveta, is the water good? Yes, very good. Great water.
And we haven't put those videos up yet.
I didn't say that. Forget I said it. Keep watching the videos. Sever, who says the family's from Australia? They're from Canada and they know the climate.
Might have been a misprint.
Gulfia. I don't understand a thing. Translation will be up tomorrow whenever YouTube puts it up. Johnny, you cannot plant eucalyptus trees. Truth.
Wrong climate.
What's a eucalyptus tree and why would I want to plant one? Is it eucalyptus like
for the colds and cough colds?
Okay. Well, I have no intentions of planting one. Grandfather's uncle, what about the progress in Russian? Can you introduce in Russian? A little bit. I do shopping now. I mean, I can go to the gas station and stuff without my phone. And I can order lumber.
You ordered 500 liters.
Yeah, that was a funny one. Yeah, the lady's looking at me like, I ordered 500 liters of diesel fuel instead of 50. I had to prepay to fill my van up, and I went in and I forget what I said now.
Anyway, it was
Piazzit.
But you had no idea until later. You were telling somebody else, and you're like, "What is 50 then?"
The lady, she looked at me funny. I'm like, and then she's figured I needed 50, obviously, and so that's what she charged me for, and everything was good, and I went my merry way. But I was puzzled because why did she look at me funny? What did I do wrong? And then it was a couple days later, I said it again. For some other reason, I said to somebody that what I thought was 50, and they're like, "No, that's 500." I'm like, that's why that lady was looking at me funny. No. It's a good thing she didn't charge me for 500.
Yeah.
Hello from Kirch. There is oldest Orthodox church in Russia, 8th century. Wow. Did you parted and learn about our Christianity? Don't understand the question. Rudy, I visited Nizhny about 18 years ago, twice actually. Enjoyed every minute of it. Russian people in Russia overall amazing. Absolutely.
I'm sure it's changed from them.
I'm going to go down here a little bit. And since we're way behind, do you have any idea how far behind we are? Does it even show the thing? Whoa, way down there. All right, we're going to jump right in there. Peppermint Patty, keep hope. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Jesus will provide. Amen. Light, I wish I could do what you have done. In my mind, everybody can. I don't think we've done anything special. We're just building a house. I mean, it's some sticks and some nails and some planning. Bang it all together.
Well, even moving to another country.
Yeah, too. A lot of people say they can't do that. Actually, I just talked to a friend of mine yesterday night and today on the phone a little bit. Just texting. And he said, he's too old to do that now. He's only 2 years older than I am. So that's not a very good excuse because we did it. And my parents moved to Canada. They were in their early 40s as well. That's an easier move because people in the Netherlands do speak some English. But still, it's a big move. And my parents did it with 10 kids as well. And we're doing it with 8. I think anybody can do it. It's a matter of what you want.
And persistence.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a few times that we could have turned around and head back, but we were
having each other to support each other.
Yeah.
Knowing the alternative.
I was going to say the bigger picture, right? A lot of times I've said that before, I'm not as much of a forward thinker as he is. He thinks of the future and the eventual, what's going to happen.
Generational thinking.
And I'm not as much. So I have a lot more doubts, I guess, than you would. And then, you would, remind me that there's a lot, in the future that's, well, look at what's
happening to Canada. Canada, I mean, obviously it was our home. It's still dear to us, but I see what's going on there, and I see so many other Canadians they don't know what to do. Well, many of you are on here, and everything's just heading down. We always hang on to a glimmer of hope, right? But anyway, knowing that it was going the way it was and knowing how much better it is here, it makes it easier. Monica, I wish I was brave as you all. You are such a lovely family, and yes, we are all under the same sun. I've been living for a long time in the West, but I'm thinking about moving back to Russia, where I was born and lived my early childhood. I hear that from quite a few people who have moved away from Russia in the 90s and 2000s, who are now considering coming back due to the same reasons as us. Sergey, duplicate the channel in RooTube. So we've been wondering about that. Maybe you guys could post in here sometime. Maybe we can do a survey sometime, because what's better, RooTube or what's that other one called again? Zen. What other one was suggested? It was a new VK or something like that. Yeah, give us some suggestions, I guess, because we obviously don't want to lose our Russian audience. The YouTube will continue working just fine for those of you in the West, but here in Russia it's becoming a bit of an issue.
I can get on. I had an issue the other day when it was slowed right down.
Trying to upload.
I had a hard time getting on the internet too to get any uploads going. So.
Sergey slows down on the Apple. The image quality decreased to a minimum. Did not help. Yes. Good evening, Godspeed. I was wondering how things are going with learning Russian. Are you already learning, or do you not have enough time for it yet? Not a lot of time. I'm learning more words every week. And
starting to understand a lot more.
Yeah. Speaking it would be, I'm a ways from that yet. Especially because there's so many, kind of like French too. There's a lot of like feminine and male and these different, if you say it this way, then you need that ending, and if you say it that way, then you need this. So now I'm a long way from that. We're gonna focus real hard this winter. Getting asylum also took a lot of the pressure off. We now don't need to write the test right now. We could focus on our family, focus on getting, life in order, I guess.
Well, any challenge when you move to a new country, is getting stability, especially with a large family, right? It's hard on children when they don't have stability. So getting stability back in our lives is going to be the easiest for everybody, right? The stress level in the home comes down, and then everybody can focus, and then their brain development actually works properly when they're not stressed. And
Valerie, Arend, visit Zomovi Hills during your day off. I don't know if I have a day off. It is just 20 kilometers from your house. I'll have a great time walking and searching all monuments.
Interesting.
Maybe someone can explain more. Can you type that down somewhere, what that is, and I can Google it later? You able to write it down? Zomovi. And I'll take a look at it later. Artem, hello friends. Arena, do your parent, I'm assuming that's supposed to be parents. Yeah, parents and friends plan to visit you in Russia. At this point, no. I would think your mother probably will one day.
You have a brother that wants to visit?
I have a brother that's planning on, him and his wife will probably come. Maybe some others would come, I don't know. Some friends, maybe down the road.
When we originally...
We're not established right now either, right? So.
Well, when we originally left, that was our... We knew we would probably never see anybody again.
You got it wrote down?
I think
some movie? Yeah, something like that. That'll work. I'll look at it later. Irina Du Toit. I'd be curious if I'm pretty sure there is a South African fellow that I talked to by the exact same last name, and they had made some trips to Russia. at one point. I wonder if it's the same people. Joe, you've both opened the eyes of many in the West, and I thank you for that. Do you regret making your journey public, or has it helped you more than you've expected? I don't think I would regret making it public. Obviously, we have a YouTube platform now, which is great, and
you're humbled, I think, by the attention.
I think it was great because it allowed us to see all the comments, and I still pointed out to people. I says, okay, we could be lying to you on YouTube about how great Russia is.
Like the West, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could be, people say, oh, you're just propagandists, you're probably paid. Okay, let's say we are. We're not, but let's say we are. Is every commenter, every Russian person underneath that's commenting on our videos, are they all lying too? Like, just read the Russian comments, translate them to English, and start reading, and you'll get a pretty good impression of what Russia's like and how big Russian people's hearts are.
Yeah, and like we are complete strangers to these people, and how.
So I would think the comments almost do more than our videos do, as far as convincing people in the West. Maybe.
Yeah.
So no, I don't regret it.
I think we were shocked by how quickly it grew when we got here, right? Like we had.
It was stressful for a while.
Yeah, we had a channel for so many years already, right? And it just took off like overnight. So I think that was the biggest shock. And then obviously you get bots and things like that are hard to take for anybody. But once we finally figured out how to just overlook that and to manage that and get somebody to moderate the comments and things like that. Not take it all on our own shoulders, I guess.
Yeah.
Then it was much more enjoyable.
Anneesa's smile is telling. She has a beautiful smile. I always tell her that.
Thank you.
Hello from St. Petersburg. Alex, do you let your children use and chat in WhatsApp or similar with their friends? No, we don't.
No.
Our oldest Cora does a little bit. A lot of their friends actually come from families similar to ours and also do not have technologies. We don't believe children should have unlimited access to technology. We don't have a TV. They don't have their own phones. Anneesa and I are the only ones with a smartphone. We do have a flip phone for the kids to use if they need to call us. There's no need for them to have any of the other stuff. Some of their homeschooling, quite a bit of it now, is on laptop.
Yeah.
But of course, we monitor their internet use. And there's just no need. I mean, Cora writes... I don't know how many different people. She's got so many pen pals, but she still hand writes a lot of the letters.
Yeah.
And then
she enjoys that so much.
What we've been doing now actually is taking pictures of the letters after she's done handwriting them. And we take pictures of them, send them back to Canada to my mother-in-law. She then prints them off and puts them in the mail. Just a little simpler than throwing them in the mailbox here in Russia. But then those girls still get a handwritten letter, and those girls also enjoy writing letters, and so they write them back, and the same thing then go to my mother-in-law and get emailed here. There's no reason for them to be on technology. Too many kids are staring at their phones nowadays and not learning anything useful. Rocket, hello from Shelly Beans. And my kids don't actually want a phone either. You could ask them that.
I'm sure that some of the older ones would now.
Eventually.
Because they're here with some of these children.
But like Wes doesn't want a phone.
For translating, I think he would.
Other than that, he just sees all these kids wasting their time. He has no desire for that. So.
Well, and I think of the knowledge that our kids get from not having it. I guess they're very observant and other things.
Obviously, if they need to research something, I mean, our phones are available. So, Evgeny, good evening. We watched the construction of your house as an interesting series. Thank you, Solio. What is the home education scene like over there? Hands-on everyday life. We believe every moment is a teachable moment. Everything. So everything is a lesson. Everything is something to learn. It's not all about sitting in a desk. There's only so many things you can learn in a desk.
Yeah.
We obviously teach that as well. But construction, welding. Right. My children know how to weld. They know how to build a house. They know how to do brickwork. They know how to do concrete. They know how to do mechanical stuff, fixing tractors, fixing balers. Woodworking, gardening, plants. They can tell you different seeds. They know how to preserve food. There's a whole host of things. Every day is learning. Kiddo, for all Russian speakers who do not know English, this family is now busy building a house. So there's a roof over their heads. In winter, they will have time to improve the Russian and try to speak it on streams. Helena, I watch on TV with a VPN. Nothing slows down. That is one way that still works, from what I'm told, yes.
Yeah, and we appreciate that.
Actually, yeah. So YouTube has demonetized. I don't know when that happened. It's always been that way for as long as I've known, but at some point they demonetized all Russian viewers. So there is no advertising dollars from any Russian viewers.
Meaning we don't get paid for Russian views.
Yeah, when you watch in the West and you have a commercial on your screen, then we get a tiny piece of that. But with Russians, you can't get that. One way to overcome that is with a VPN, because then it thinks you're in the West.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to support us in that way, you could watch with a VPN, and then we would actually be supported or get something out of YouTube. Sebastio, hello. Forces call providers and complain about the breaks.
Not sure.
Not sure. Sergey, Rasa, Telly 2 seems to be better. Okay. Red, greetings from America. Eugene, do you know people who want to move to Russia because of your videos?
Quite a few.
I get emails. For a while there, I was getting 2 or 3 a week. Right now, I would say it's probably down to 1 a week, 1 every 2 weeks. There are people who definitely interested. A lot of people asking questions on how they can get here. I know another family that is on their way, and we've been talking to them for probably a year.
Yeah.
Ish. They are, as far as I know, on their way here now. And yeah, definitely there's more. We've also met families here already who have come to as a holiday to have a look to see if needs for them.
Somebody just contacted me again today.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are interested. Again, people are stuck. I also know people who have taken off to South America, people who have taken off to Mexico, Canadians that are leaving to the States. I think this is going to be a big problem for Canada at some point, because a lot of these are good, rock solid, hardworking families, and they don't see opportunities there anymore, and it's sad. Same thing as us. We left, right? We just didn't see the opportunities there that used to be. Roman, is there any church nearby your living place? There's a lot of churches in Nizhny, yes. Melon, how will you route internet to your house? The only internet we have is on our phones, and it works great at our house. Andre, hello, I'm glad to see you. I have idea for your future souvenir shop, a cup with all your 10 signatures. That is a neat thing. Mm-hmm. Add that to this. Maybe have a logo on one side or something. And
I have so many different ideas in my brain. I'm like, just can't.
People, we are glad to see you. We look and worry about you for the construction of the house. I want so much that you will succeed as plans. Greeting to you from Belarus, where your tractor is made. I look forward to visiting Belarus sometime. It seems like there's a lot of kind, nice people over there, too. Mm. Red, hello from the USA. Elena, through the mobile internet, it should not slow down. Vasily, does anyone else have the sound clicking, or is it on my side of the problem? I don't know. Bob, do you think your channel might get deleted by YouTube as Russian code and Zash meets Russia? YouTube channel got removed without explanation.
That's why we were kind of concerned about it?
We were, yeah. That's what we've been telling people, to find us on other platforms like Boosty, which we have a channel growing on that one, and also finding us on Telegram. Just go there and subscribe, especially on Telegram. It costs you nothing, but then if YouTube disappears, we can at least tell you where we went. Mm-hmm.
And Boosty, it doesn't cost anything just to follow us. You won't see everything right now, but the odd time I can put on a public for everyone to see a notification.
Yeah, hundreds of people follow us on Boosty for no payment at all.
It's just something, for a way to communicate with everybody.
Yeah, and then there is different levels if you wanted to, but you don't have to. And then if we do disappear, you can find it.
Right.
Russian code. Some of their videos were a little bit more political in nature. Mm-hmm. We try to stay away from that, and we've also not posted as much on our other channel. It is becoming a bigger problem, East versus West, if you will. Obviously, the West is trying to paint Russia a certain way, and our channel, although we stay out of politics, we are painting Russia as it is, and that could cause a problem. At this point, I don't know of any channels like ours that have been taken down. But it could happen, yes. We hope it doesn't, but I mean, obviously YouTube is owned by somebody in the West, and they tend to lean pretty far left, so. You said Google owns them, don't they?
Somebody also asked me about Boosty, that in the United States and in Canada, people can't subscribe, because of something to do with the visas and master. I just had somebody from Canada the other day tell me that they just used their card from CIBC, and it worked just fine. So their bank card as a visa, not an actual visa or a MasterCard, but their bank card as in that spot, and
it
it
worked for Canadians, maybe.
Right. So there might be other options. Another way I've been kind of telling people is that if you contact me through emails, you can pay us through PayPal, and then I'll give you a free gift
for Boosty.
Yeah. If I can keep it, you have.
If you want to support us that way. For most Western people, though, YouTube shouldn't be a problem.
No, it shouldn't. Right? As long as it doesn't slow down here that I can't get videos up.
Mm-hmm. Nina, Svetlana, let's not teach people English. If they spoke Russian and called Rash, then it would not be harmonious. I don't know. Johnny, I asked Wild Siberia channel owner to watch your videos to understand how to build. I hope they sub too. Well, thank you. Tatiana, Anneesa, and Arend, good luck. Thank you. Forces, yes, the sound clicks.
That's weird.
All right, sorry about that. I don't know why. Maya, hello from St. Petersburg. Do your children like Christmas? Who doesn't like Christmas? Everybody likes Christmas.
We don't really celebrate.
We don't do a lot, yeah. The world does a lot more things, I guess. Christmas is Jesus' birth, and that's about the only thing we focus on at Christmas time. We do share some gifts.
We keep it pretty modest. To do it later on, or we're actually very similar. I kind of laugh because that was like, we try to keep it separate from actual Jesus' birthday and do it at a different time. And I thought it was kind of interesting because they kind of do that here a little bit too.
Arun, good evening from Lithuania. Lane, I have an MTZ probably. Ksenia, the sound clicks. There is such a thing. Yeah, we are waiting for a housewarming. Russia speak, not rush. Light, I think that's because Russia itself is not as built up because of the populations. With greeting from Stalingrad. I see, thank you. Holy, God bless you and your family. It's wonderful seeing how your family works together. I have a hard time getting my older kids to help with yard work. Start them when they're young. My 3-year-old loves to work, and I've seen some people in the comments saying that's terrible that I allow him to do that. He wants to, so why wouldn't I? And if he's become part of the family, he feels good about it. At the end of the day, you get rewarded. One thing we used to do is cut firewood. We always heated with wood, and I'd go out and cut firewood with the kids, and it would be like -20 outside. It's cold. And we'd all go out, and we'd work real hard for an hour or two, and we'd cut firewood in the bush, and we'd bring it home, and then we'd have hot chocolate. And that was a big reward, and the kids all look forward to it. And even the little guys, so they carry one stick of wood, whatever. They feel that they're contributing, they feel good about it, and they get the reward. They get the hot chocolate at the end of the day. They love it. You got to start them when they're young. And sometimes you don't give them the choice. Right? They don't only work when they want to. Most of ours want to because we've grown up always working. But there's times where they might not want to. They say, I don't really feel like doing that. I say, well, sorry, but that's what we're doing today, and you don't have a choice.
And teach them while they are young, and they will not depart from thee.
If you start them on TV or you start them on your phone, and that's all they do for the first 6 or 8 years, and then you expect them to help out, that's never going to happen. You already lost the battle. One of the best parenting advices I ever got was from my mother, and she told me you cannot be a slave to your kids. And it's very good. You got to think that through. But you are supposed to be the master. You're supposed to be in charge. You see it with dog owners too, and you wonder, now who's walking who? It looks like the dog's walking the owner.
Yeah.
That's because they're not in control. You are the parent. You're supposed to be in control. And your children should be.
I said that years ago to my one sister. Her little girls were yelling at her about something, and I said to her, if you don't make that child respect you, who's going to make them?
Right.
And like they need to know
only gets worse.
that you are the mom and you deserve their respect. They don't need to talk to you like that. And she says, well, and she was saying that, well, I don't know how to do it. I said, well, you need to stop it. You don't tell them. You just tell them. Explain to them. You don't talk to mommy like that. That's not how we.
And husbands and fathers, stick up for your wife. Your child should never disrespect their mother, ever.
And vice versa. Yeah.
And vice versa, for sure. But mothers, your children better respect moms. You should respect both sides, for sure. But I think sometimes the husband needs to step up and respect. And don't disrespect your wife either, because then the kids pick up on that. And same thing, the wives don't disrespect the husband. If you have a disagreement, do it privately somewhere. Now we're doing a parenting advice. Where was I?
Yeah.
I love that you in Russia don't spray chemicals. I think chemicals do get sprayed here, but definitely not like they do in the West. You're going to teach and bring hope to the Russian people. Well, they also teach us a lot of great things.
Yes. I look forward to learning more about the mushrooms and learning more about all the fruits and the stuff in the wild. And this year, no, but next year.
An idea is to plant deciduous trees strategically to shade the home on the south side of the house. They provide shade in the summer but drop leaves in the fall. Yeah, we do hope to plant quite a few trees around the house at some point, and different types. Maples as well. If we can find some sugar maples, would be nice. They take a long time to grow. American Proud. How much is the cost of your lot? Talking about our land, probably. We'll get into that some other time, probably. Ranger, everyone has to eat. Mr. Farmers, the world needs you all. Amen. Elena, look at Moscow. I really don't understand anything. What are your children doing now? Sleeping. Most of them are sleeping. Alexander, hello from Kerch. There is the oldest Orthodox church in Russia. We read that already. Did you go up or down?
Sure.
Amateur radio. Right? Hi ho from Lambton Shores, Ontario, Canada. My wife and I love what you're doing and enjoy your videos. Live long and prosper. Thank you very much. Artem, guys, don't Yandex translate streams? Not live.
No, I don't think
so. Not live. Irina, the recording will be with translation. Hi from Toronto, from Tatiana. Thank you. Evgeny, I think the children are already asleep. It is customary for them to put their children to bed early. Yes. Children need sleep. That's something I learned from my father, actually, that the hours before 12 o'clock are doubly important, twice as important as the hours after 12. So if you don't go to bed till 11 o'clock at night, you only get 1 hour before 12. Now, what's the difference? I haven't got a clue, but something to do with your internal system. You sleep better. You will get more quality sleep. If you only got 4 hours of sleep, you're better off to do that between 8 and midnight and then get up and go to work than you are from midnight till 4 in the morning. And I find this to be personally true. I love going to bed early. My wife likes to go to bed a little later.
I'm beginning to like to go to bed early. Our little...
Yes!
I know, but we never get there. Our littlest human is not a good sleeper.
She's not at all.
At all.
But I always like going to bed early and getting up early, and she liked to go to bed a little later and sleep in a little later. And so what tended to happen is that I went to bed late and got up early. And then it's like,
Yeah, well, she's been like really, really like, I don't know, she gets up way too early for my liking. She'll be up with you.
Alex, it doesn't matter. What matters is participation. I think we're talking about the work, maybe?
Yeah.
James is by Peppermint Patty. Realize the huge miracle you are to the people of Russia. Let Jesus shine through you all. He will provide everything.
Well, thank you.
I think the Russian people are a miracle as well. This country is beautiful, and it has such a kind heart and such a kind soul.
I said the other day that I went for the first time by myself, with obviously the small children, but without him, to the grocery store. And I went into the grocery store and I was all panicked, right? Because it's like, I don't know enough of the language. What if somebody speaks to me too much and I don't know what to say? And I started to have like an overwhelming moment. And I went through, got everything I needed, and I walked up to the till. And then I looked up, and one of the regular ladies that were there, she was at this other till, and she just looked at me with the most heartwarming smile. And she says, "Здравствуйте," and I went, and all the stress just melted off my shoulders, and I was like, I'm okay, I could do this, right? And then I asked for a couple bags, and like, I went out of the store, and I thought, oh man, if it wasn't for the hearts of the Russian people, right, I just...
Actually makes me sad, because I don't think immigrants are treated that way when they come to Canada.
Absolutely not. No, I don't think so.
So... Thank you very much to all the Russian people. That's good.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Need any help with electrical or already figured out? Wiring fuse boxes, sockets. I wire all of our stuff in Canada. In here, it is definitely different. And we actually have an electrician coming tomorrow. You won't see that in the videos for a while, but he's going to come tomorrow and we're going to do some chatting about how to get some stuff done. So our good friend at the Tractorist, he's helped me out with an electrician now. One that he's used many times, and that man's coming tomorrow. So hopefully we'll figure out a bit more. I still hope to do a bunch of it ourselves. I like helping out. I love learning new things. But we'll probably end up getting this person to do a lot of it as well.
Somebody said
she's moving the screen around, and I can't read that fast. So it's like going.
Your house still Russian climate? I don't know. Is it gonna survive Russian climate? Maybe.
Of course it will. Aaron, did the guys from Tractor Drivers tell you that the tractor needs to be registered? No.
Well, I think we knew that already.
Maybe. I don't know. We better work on that though. No question about it. Search YouTube for folks living in Russia. I'm not sure. Dropstone, Tatiana. Oh, nope. I'm having an argument here, maybe. Karen, my wish is that families here in the U.S., both parents and the children, watch all of your videos. Aaron and Anneesa, you both are excellent role models, and parents here need to learn from you both. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. We have our downsides too. I think the most me. No, I'm perfect. I think the most important thing is to be on the same page. That's the most important thing, and definitely in front of the kids. You should never argue with each other in front of the children. I might not always agree with her decisions, or she might not always agree with mine, but in front of the children, we need to be a unified front, because children will pick that up very quick. I mean, if you can think back in the classroom, it didn't take us kids long to figure out that this teacher, we could get away with this or get away with that.
I remember going to my dad and asking something, and then, I don't know, we had to go and he'd say no, and then going to my mom and asking my mom to see if she'd say yes.
Yeah.
And then if mom said yes, and sometimes you could go back to dad and say, well, mom said it was okay. And
the kids aren't dumb.
No.
And that starts pretty young.
Yeah.
2-year-olds and 3-year-olds are really pretty crafty. They're not stupid.
Yeah, well, it's so funny because Finley did that today to you. You told him no about something, and then he came and he held onto my leg. And I was just trying to ignore him because I was like, oh no, I know. He already got in trouble for that. He just held on. He didn't say anything, but he just held onto my leg.
I'm hoping you would change your mind.
Yeah.
Goran, hello from, I think that's supposed to be Macedonia, probably, to our brothers in Russia. Tatiana, hello, I wish you good luck. The question is, why did you decide to build this way? Will the house withstand the local climate? This question gets asked over and over and over. I'm actually quite tired of the question. We're from Canada, and people need to study geography. Canada is just as cold as Russia, or even colder sometimes.
In spots, it's colder. In northern Manitoba, they have polar bears. It's cold up there, and people still live there. And they still have houses up there that are made of wood.
Made just like ours.
Yeah.
Yes. It's very warm. Not a problem. Artem, I'll start talking to you so soon. Sure. Johnny, Aaron, you should open a new house construction company. He has great skills in planning and executing this project. I'm hoping I can focus on full-time farming. That's my hope and my dream. And not... I'll still do construction. I'll build my kids' houses. I'll build my barns. And if I have to, then of course I will build houses for other people too. John, be nice if our government could realize we're all the same people. Yep. Yes, the powers that be. It's the people in the black suits somewhere behind the scenes that make a big mess of things. And unfortunately, good, hardworking, honest people get dragged into the mess. Right? Where are the subtitles? Aaron, turn on the subtitles. There's no subtitles, Nora. They're not available on a live. They're only available on the lives after they've been posted. So if you watch this live tomorrow, you will be able to see the subtitles. Semper Fi. Guys, I watch every video of yours. Okay, I lost the rest of your comment. Thank you very much for watching all of our videos. I appreciate that.
They're down.
That guy at the tractor place has really come through as your newest best friend. You are going to have to deliver this guy plenty of goat's milk and food from the farm. This makes a good team. Absolutely. That guy has been an absolute blessing to our family.
Yeah.
We really appreciate him.
Gift from God.
I said, well, one day we're going to butcher some Angus cows and we're going to have a good steak cookout over there. Sergey, I see. Andy, greetings from New Brunswick. Watching every single video of yours. New Brunswick is beautiful. When was I there with Ben? That's 3 years ago? Yeah, it must be. Probably around there.
Probably.
Very nice. Make sure you ask neighbors if electricity gets cut up during the winter so you have a backup. I was told that already. It can be kind of choppy from time to time. It's not super reliable.
Have to get a generator.
So we'll be looking for, we have a small standby generator now, but we'll be looking for that. Tatiana, with current level of propaganda, what do your family relatives think about the immigration to Russia? We're here. I think they can see everything's going fine, and it's good. I don't know of any of them that are planning on coming this way yet, and I don't foresee them doing it. It's quite a step, and not everybody can do it, and I understand that. To just leave everything you know behind you and sell everything you own, that's hard. It is hard. It was hard on us too, but we think differently than a lot of people do, I guess. And I tend to think a long way into the future. Yes, I would be fine if I stayed in Canada. Anneesa and I have no problems. But what future would our grandchildren have? And we need to make those steps today. And that goes for every human being. We need to make that decision and that step today. What's going to be best for them? And it comes back to the gravestone as well. It said this often to the kids. You get your birth date, right, when you were born, and you get your death date, and it's a dash in between. What did you do with it? Will anybody remember you when you're gone? I'm not living to be remembered, but I am living to make a difference. And if I can today shape the future for my grandchildren, then I will do whatever I can so that they have a better life.
Yeah, we want to be stepping stones.
Yes.
Not hindrance.
I can be selfish and say, you know what, I got everything I want and I'm going to stay where I am and my kids can figure it out for themselves. Or I can help them and give them that opportunity now. If I waited another 10 years, if we waited another 10 years, it'd be pretty hard for our family to move because our children would start, making their own roots. This was good timing for us. It makes it a lot easier. But a lot of people can't make that decision, and I respect that. I understand that. And it's not for everyone either. A lot of our family members also have older children that are already, getting married and sinking in roots. So it's not as easy for them as it would have been for us. Sergey, good evening. I want to say why AAC blocks, aerated concrete, are popular here. Just for info, D400 type of AAC means it has 400 kilograms of mass per 1 cubic meter, and it's warmer than pure wood of the same thickness. That could be, but I am not planning on using pure wood. We're going to put insulation in the walls with house wrap on the outside, plus the rigid foam insulation, and then bat insulation on the inside, and vapor barrier. It makes for a very nice warm house. Robo, jumped again. Are you tired? Yes, but I'm always tired. I wake up tired, believe it or not. So
we have a baby that doesn't sleep very good.
Even when the baby sleeps, I still don't sleep very well.
I know, but it
too much going on. My brain
will
shut off.
to finally recover, but we don't get that because she just she'll wake up and she'll be talking. She just.
Hey, this is interesting. Andre says subtitles are available right now. Subtitles are typing while you're speaking. Interesting. Well, maybe explain a little bit more of that in the comments for some people who are having subtitle issues. That's very good to hear. Put a generator plug at the panel to make it easy in the future. Yeah, that's a great idea. Absolutely. Someone sent us, someone, the name is literally someone, sent us a huge pile of hearts.
Someone.
Darko, I wish to be brave like you. My better half and me can't find a way out from the big city. Well, step one is making the decision to do it. That's where it starts. You have to make a decision, and then you can execute a plan.
Yeah, and I feel like the plan doesn't have to be let's jump to the country or jump to this right away. It could be let's change our lifestyle where we are today. Yeah. So when we started changing our eating habits and changing our lifestyle, it didn't change overnight. We started with chickens, right? And I know you can't have chickens in the big city, but it started with,
Bet you they can,
yeah, but it started with eating more natural, so finding different things. Or I would right away think of myself being in the city. I would start learning to preserve foods, right? Like your own foods, right? So, or even at the store, ways to hold your food longer so that you're not relying on a freezer or so just different things that you can do in your own situation. Right? If you're going to go to a country living eventually, you don't want to be going to the store every day. So something
start learning some of the skills now.
Yes. So start researching the skills and start looking into it now.
There's several principles that we learned to get to where we are today. There's two ways of doing this. You either earn more money, which is sometimes very hard to do, or you spend less. And it's quite common sense if you think about it. And the one you have control over. You can't always make more money, but you can spend less, right? So we don't really ever go on holidays. We did before coming here, and this has kind of been a holiday now, I guess, but it's a working holiday. But otherwise, we never go anywhere really for a holiday, unless it's a road trip. We don't have four-wheelers. We don't have snowmobiles. We don't go skiing. We don't, we don't eat out dinners a lot. Now here in Russia we have, but again, that's going to change at some point. Yeah, we just don't do a lot of the things. We don't have a boat. We don't buy brand new cars. We try to be very, very thrifty, and that has allowed us to get to where we are today. And it started with a plan. It's hey, where do we want to be? What do we want to do when we start having kids? And it took a lot of hard work to get to that. But it starts with a plan. That's the first thing. If you don't have a plan, then there's no direction. If you have a plan, then together you can work at that, and you can slowly put away a little bit, and invest that in farmland, or invest that into a dasha or something, and fix it up, and then sell it. And loads of opportunity. What is the difference between Canadians and Americans? Wow, Canada's naturally on top, so it's got to be better, right?
I doubt that.
Oh, offended all the Americans. There is difference. Americans have a bit different thinking than Canadians. Canadians are, I said that today actually to somebody. Canadians tend to be much more forgiving. Our government in Canada can push and push and push and push, and Canadians are very tolerant. They just keep taking it. Whereas I don't think Americans would take it the way Canadians would. Obviously there's lots of similarities too. But as far as the hard work, the country crowd, I think would be very similar, whether it's in Canada or in the States. If you go down into the grassroots of Alberta somewhere, it's not going to be much different than going down to the States. Yeah, they're very similar people.
I think it depends on which state, right?
Yeah. What do we got? Ranger Bob 42 super chat $9.99. Thank you very much. The dancing, I don't know what that is. Almost looks like a potato head on it. And Abdullah Aslamyar. Yippee! $9.99. Thank you very much for your super chats.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Aaron. And he says, is it possible to send small gifts to you, and how to do it?
If you're in the Western,
I would think it's possible if you live here in Russia.
I don't think that's a Russian
We have
comment.
had people send that already.
In Russia, I don't think that's a Russian comment.
All right. Well, it's a lot harder to get mail from the West this way. We have sent a letter in the mail. Cora has sent a couple of letters in the mail, actually. Out. And we've never received any back. We did receive some through people in Armenia who then forwarded to Moscow. But it's complicated. If you live in Russia, it can be done. We should probably attach an address at some point for people to mail to.
We don't really.
You can email us if you needed to, but yeah, at this point, I don't know. I'm sure it's possible. I'm not sure exactly how. Send us an email if you're really interested. Ranger Bob, may God keep loving. May God keeps loving you guys with His many blessings. Thank you very much. Hey guys, finally got on your stream. How are things going through Waterwell?
Great.
I wasn't supposed to say, but it's very good. Yummy water. Now I said it twice. Will you forgive me?
Yes, I don't know whether you videotaped it that we got the results back.
I think I might have this week.
Okay.
I don't know. All right, I lost my spot again. It's stupid to scare Canadians and Finns with frost. That's a good point. We grew up with it. Yeah. Do you communicate with the people in the village nearby? Yes, they're awesome. Some people warn us on that, like, oh, you go to the village, they're not always nice people. We've only met nice people so far.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that might change at some point, but every place has bad people and good people. But the villagers keep bringing us out stuff. So when was I there the other day? Was it Saturday? I had 2 different villagers come out. One brought us zucchinis. Well, kind of like zucchinis. They're a little bit different. What was those other ones called? Anyway, and cucumbers. And then the other one brought us some gourds, some small pumpkins, and also more zucchinis and more cucumbers. A couple of days before that, I had a lady come out and she brought us mushrooms. Our same lady, actually, that brought those gourds. And then a couple of days before that, what did they bring us again? Also stuff from the garden. So yes, no, we do talk with them. Actually, there's a Canadian in our village. Maybe he's watching. I don't know. So that's pretty neat. He left Russia 20 years ago with his wife and came back. And so they speak English very well as well. Also building a house, same as ours. Another stick framed house. Ranger, I met a few Canadians at International Paper Mill once. They were nice. Canadians generally are very friendly, very nice people. Very hospitable, very kind as well. It's changed a lot in the last number of years, and I think it's because of the rat race. Everybody's chasing the dollar, and everybody seems to have less time to just stand and chat, which happened a lot more when we were younger. And a lot of the older guys will still stand around and talk.
Kabashki. Those other zucchinis.
Oh, maybe. Where were we? Kita, in the USSR, all families made preparations for the winter in the summer, and in the villages, they still do it. Surely the elderly people in the village next to you still do it. So you will have the opportunity to exchange recipes. Yes.
Yeah, see, and that's the way we would have grown up too, or I would have grown up too, is that you're just used to that you get prepared all summer long. And
all people in the Northern Hemisphere did the same thing.
Yeah.
Or did.
Yeah.
My mother grew up, so her mother canned, if I understand, if I remember correctly, her mother canned food. My mother thought that was a waste of time, so she froze everything. So we had 2 or 3 giant freezers, like the biggest ones. And we had a big garden as well. We'd pick the beans. All of us kids would have to be out there cutting the ends off the beans. Bush beans. We love eating bush beans. Doesn't seem to be as popular here in Russia, but they're very yummy. We'd bag them and freeze them. And then all winter long, we'd eat from this bounty out of the freezers. Your mom? Froze, canned.
She did both.
Bit of both.
Yeah.
And then you learned a lot. You taught yourself how to do a lot of canning.
Like extra stuff. My mom didn't do as much. Like my grandmother did, like meats and that type of stuff. Like the more acidy and that type of thing. My mom didn't do that type of stuff. She just did like more pickles and jams and.
It's great. And then when you can walk in your pantry and see all that food that you prepared, it's awesome. It's a nice feeling to have. Johnny, I speak Russian quite well. That's good. Scott, Canadians on top. Gotta be better. Only the Canadians will appreciate that one, though. For mailing, lost that one. I don't know where it went. Ruslan, 2. Is that euros? No. Pounds, maybe. I'm not sure, but thank you all the same. God bless your family.
Thank you very much.
I don't know which symbol that one is. I think it's from England. Do your boys like hockey? Consider Russian hockey clubs. Again, so we were just discussing about saving and stuff. Our kids don't play in sports that cost a pile of money. I didn't either growing up. There's no extra money for those things.
They'll play it in the yard.
Oh, 100%. If there's a bunch of neighbor kids that want to go out and play hockey, for sure, our boys will be out there with sticks too. But we don't get into organized sports so much. There's no need for it. It just costs a pile of extra money. I'm wondering, how are they living there without knowing Russian language? Well, we know quite a bit. We're learning more all the time, and there's quite a few English-speaking people here, and we also have Google Translate, so it makes things a lot easier.
For a while, it was quite lonely. Like,
yes,
it is. I'm not going to lie to anybody that's coming. It is lonely when you can't fluently speak, but I do feel like that's getting less and less.
Yeah, it's hard not being able to express yourself. And people thinking you're dumb because you can't.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not this dumb in real life.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm Russian in Italy, and I was unpleasantly surprised that my colleagues at work here don't bring their garden harvest to share with colleagues at work. Yeah, it's not that common in Canada either. Again, there's such a difference in Canada between the country crowd and the city crowd.
Yeah, exactly. So like we would, like come Christmas time, the canned goods come. Like we would.
Yeah, you bring jars to somebody else's house.
You would bring jars of, something. So like as your food. Yeah. Like as a gift to the host, you would bring dishes and stuff. Yeah. I feel like the way Russians are is the way that we used to be. Yeah. When we were growing up as kids.
Again, I've said it over and over and over. This country is like Canada used to be in the 90s. All the good things about Canada in the 90s is like Russia is today.
Like the country things.
The people still have time for each other and friendly.
Yeah.
How's your garden coming along? You got video footage of that coming this week?
I'm not sure. I haven't been there all week, so I'm kind of scared with the weeds.
Unfortunately, it was raining all week, and so certain things you can't really... Whoop! You're kicking the camera all over these poor people. Sorry. There's no earthquake in Nizhny. It's okay.
Sorry.
Garden's doing very well. We'll try to get some footage. Maybe you can put some up somewhere this week. Mile, as a guy that moved to Texas from Serbia, I know exactly how you and your family feel. Just keep going. It will get better and easier. Love and prayers for you all, and hello, brothers and sisters from Russia. Thank you very much, Mom. it is difficult, but it's worth it, and that's what keeps us going. And then, of course, it helps when I get so many nice people that help us along the way. So. Johnny, their children speak quite a bit in Russian. Yeah, yes, they do. And they play with Russian children.
And they translate quite a bit. I'm actually so surprised sometimes because, like, we'll be in a store and then somebody will say something and we'll be like, pardon? Like, we don't understand. And then one of the children say, oh, they wanted to know this. And then we'll be like, oh. And then the children will respond. They'll just answer. The other day, actually, I heard them in here speaking in Russian together. And I was editing and I started having a moment and I was like, they're going to be speaking fluent and I'm not going to have any idea what these guys are saying.
Understand our own joke.
Yeah, they were doing that.
One of our viewers sent us some garden netting the other day, and so he shipped it to us, and I had to go to the terminal. But when it arrived there, they called to let us know it was there, but it was all in Russian, and I couldn't keep up. The guy understands some Russian, but not that much, so I ended up passing it to Cora, and so she talked to the person. And so yes, our children are learning. Yeah. This next comment's funny. It's from Piotr. How many co-workers do you have there on the farm? Someone who knows something about concrete and building knows that the speed how you built is fake. Why do you not use steel and concrete? So there's two things there. There's no co-workers other than my children and my wife. Okay. The videos are not fake. You can go call the concrete company in Nizhny and tell them or ask them how many people helped pour the concrete, and they'll let you know.
That guy watched us the whole time.
He was there, watching us do it. It's just us. That's it. That's literally the speed that we work. We could have done it faster, in my opinion.
We did do it faster. We're just behind on our videos. Yeah. The
steel's already on the roof, and there's no co-workers. We had one day, we had some two Russian gentlemen came out and helped us out for one day. And I believe they're coming again this week. They helped us close in the one gable end. But we showed that on the video. We're not hiding nothing from you.
And we have had tremendous help from the tractorists.
Not labor, but just an organization.
Helping us find what
getting
we
things
need to
lined
keep
up.
Everything lined up and going, and at the right time, the right moments. He's been
That's the speed we work, and as long as everything continues to line up, we will continue at that speed.
That was my biggest concern, actually, when we started building, is that they wouldn't be able to keep up with our speed. We would be sitting and waiting on
Well, nobody believed we'd be as far as we are.
Yeah, I was so worried because I was like, what's going to hold us back? And I was starting to get stressed over. I'm like, it's going to be waiting on things. It's going to be waiting on things.
Electricity?
And we're going to be waiting on things. And we're going to be done and we're going to be waiting. And then thankfully, Andre stepped up there and he's just lined things up. Boom, 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 boom. And we haven't really had to wait on much.
So no, he's really been a huge help.
Call the hydro or the electricity.
I'll have to get him to do it, yeah. So finish this comment. And so to some of the people that said, well, there's no negative comments, you must get rid of them all. This is kind of a negative comment, and I'm not getting rid of it. It's staying right there. Why do you not use steel in the concrete? We did.
Yes.
We don't show everything of every moment. I mean, I blow my nose sometimes too, and I've never showed that on camera.
You probably have.
Maybe I have. There's steel in the footings. It's in there. And if you look carefully in the video, you'll see the steel's laying beside the footings. There's also a lot of steel in the walls. We built it with it. So it's there's lots of steel in the concrete. Not in the floor for the house. It's not a load-bearing floor. There's no weight going on that floor. The concrete or the gravel was packed, and there's absolutely zero need for any rebar in a concrete floor unless you're going to drive a van or a tractor or something over it. My children aren't that heavy. All right, moving on. Ekaterina. Lost your comment. Sorry about that. All right, Light Giver. Thank you to the Russian people who helped. Canada is no longer that way. It's changing. It's sad. Ranger Bomb. How's that older tractor? The blue one? The blue one was a loaner. It wasn't actually ours, so it went back. And the little guy, we still have it. We bought it. It's strictly just for garden work. That's all I bought it for. And right now there's nothing to do in the garden, so it's parked. I do hope to build a loader for it. Maybe I'll get around to that this winter. We'll see. Winter tends to slow down a bit, right? So I have a few other welding projects to do this winter as well to get ready for next year. But I would like to build a loader for it, and then we can use it, moving stuff around the yard. Mama can play with it. After you kick the table, the connection is a bit shaky. Are you wireless or hardwired? We are hotspotted off a phone. You're watching us on a phone right now. So hopefully, maybe it gets better now. I don't know. Unless it's something to do with this cord, but I don't think so. I just plugged in for power.
A while ago.
Abdullah, not sure if you saw my earlier text. I wanted to know sometime near future if I decided to purchase land there and if you want to build me a 3-bedroom small house with no basement. I get that request a lot lately. We'll see. We'll see. Artem, tree.
Yes, I love trees.
Maya, lost your comment. Sorry, Maya. There it is. Yeah, quality is so bad. Try to use the Goodbye PDI for streaming, maybe. I'm sorry to hear it's bad. It looks good on your phone there, eh? Yeah, I don't know. Neville, Finley here and better half just on and better half. You're my better half. Just on your live chat. Good work, good show. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, we got another super here. $20 from Nick for ice cream for you and the kids. Thank you very much, Nick. Appreciate that. Redville, are you planning to install solar panels on the roof of your house? No, not at this point. We did that in the last house. I enjoyed being off the grid. It was nice. It has its downsides, a little bit.
Cloudy days.
Yeah, cloudy days. But we had a generator as backup. But here the electricity is extremely cheap.
And gas, so cheap.
Yeah, everything's cheaper here. So I don't think we will. Plus, we're hoping to have a larger functioning farm, and our electricity needs would be a lot higher as well. Hello, Vladislav. How is your construction? Very good. Hello, Aaron Anneesa, ATB from the Netherlands. Carol, the picture cleared up and it's fine now. Oh, good to hear.
Thank you.
Piotr, thanks. Your answer is the first sigh. You are true creatures.
I'm not sure which one that
Piotr, that's the same guy that made the comment here about... I think so. If I can find it back. Probably not. No, I won't find that other comment back. Hey, Tinker's wife. Hello, how are you? Anyway, it's up there. Something held for review. Do you have to buy all your furniture, pots, pans, blankets, etc.? Yes.
We will.
You brought some blankets. So, actually, years ago, I hired a guy by the name of John Bison. I don't know if he still watches our YouTube or not. Super guy. And while he worked for us, we got close to the family as well. And when we moved away from that area, his wife handmade, what do you call those things? Afghans. Yeah. It's like not
crochet.
What do you
crocheted blankets.
From what though? Wool? No.
Yarn.
Yarn. That's the word I'm looking for. She made these for all kids, and they love those blankets.
She didn't know how to crochet. She actually went online, taught herself to crochet, just so she could she could have made each one of our children these blankets.
And these things are huge.
Yeah, like they fit a twin bed.
Yeah. The kids love them, and
so much so that
they all came with to Russia.
They all came with us.
So there's a few blankets and a few special items and teddies and stuff, but other than that, everything has to be replaced. Yes, we sold everything. Our Australian friends, John Hares, they came here first, and he told me you can buy everything here again. I mean, shipping would cost a fortune. I talked to somebody the other day. They're talking about bringing a container over from Australia. Other people, they priced it out what it would cost. It was going to be $100,000 to bring one container full of stuff. I don't have a spare $100,000. Nothing that we owned was worth that, and so we sold everything behind, and we will replace it here, used if possible. Avito is a good place to search for things. And if you're in the West right now and you're thinking of coming here, seriously consider it. Other than tools, I regret not taking more of my good tools. They're harder to find here, but everything else is replaceable, and that's what I tell everybody when they email me and ask me. No couch, no chair, no kitchen table is worth $100,000. It's too much of a pain to ship anything in here.
It's just stuff at the end of the day, right? Like so many people get attached to earthly possessions, right? At the end of the day, right? That shouldn't really hold us. And it's hard. It was very hard, but yeah, we have to replace everything.
Yep. Bryce McInnes, when do you have to get a Russian driver's license? Is your Canadian license valid until it expires, kind of thing? From what I'm told, yes, it's good until it expires. So, definitely. Now, I don't know. Maybe there might be a difference as far as when you're a resident or when you become a citizen. I would think that if I'm a Russian citizen still driving on a Canadian license, that wouldn't make any sense. So I would think before, but that's just my thoughts. I actually don't know. Arena, hello family. We would love to meet your family. How is it possible? I don't know. Depends on where you are. We have met other families here for lunch from time to time. Mostly expats or mostly what do you want to call it? People from the West, I guess. You had talked about having a day in the park or something where people could meet us, but I find it hard to believe that many people would be interested in meeting us. So we would be in the park sitting by ourselves. Francisco, hello everyone from Colombia. Some message was held for review and then disappeared.
You don't have to read those.
No?
No.
All right.
They don't see them.
Okay. Kyle, so you can bring a small tool that is useful but nothing big? Think about tools. So batteries. Batteries is the big problem. You can carry batteries in your carry-on, but they do not want lithium-ion batteries down in the bottom of the plane. Main reason is because they have a tendency of blowing up. Now, I've never had one blow up, but lithium-ion batteries are much more dangerous than regular batteries. So that's the problem. And I called a bunch of airlines to figure out how we could get that done. It was not simple. And yeah, there was no easy way. I actually had a bunch of my tools packed. Hindsight, though, I would have took the tools and left the batteries. And so we did get one suitcase shipped to us since then with some tools. So I have a few of my things. That was very unaffordable as well. It's not cost effective. But I have been having a hard time finding good tools here. I bought a DeWalt tool the other day. I bought a few. So I bought 2 nailers. Those were the right ones and they were authentic DeWalt. I bought a new reciprocating saw or sawzall. Yeah, it was good. Then I bought an Impact, and it's a cheap fake knockoff. It's not the real thing. And so that was irritating. I can't even return it. You have to be really careful because this knockoff looks almost identical to a DeWalt. It's very easy to be fooled on it, but it doesn't. The batteries, my DeWalt batteries don't fit in it, and the batteries that come with it don't fit with my other stuff. It's definitely not DeWalt. It's some Chinese knockoff. So that was, if you have good quality tools, maybe consider taking them. For us, we came 8 people, 2 adults and 8 children, and 28 suitcases full of just, important personal items, some clothes, things like that. We couldn't carry any more than that. It was a burden and a half getting that with a stroller. We had a double stroller, 8 children, 28 suitcases, trying to navigate all that through the airport.
In a language you didn't know.
In a language you don't know. And we went to Georgia first because we didn't know when we could get to Russia. So we were in Georgia first for 3 months. And then, we moved houses a couple times there. And then you got to travel everything to Russia. Yeah, I would like to have more of my tools, but it is what it is. Ramon, respect. Awesome videos about building a house. How big is the property you bought? And if it is no discretion, how much did it cost? Well, we'll discuss that some other time, probably.
Like a different video.
Yeah, in a video coming up. We have 112 hectares, I think it is. Consider the crows. They don't have a barn or storage yet. God feeds them. Amen. Yeah. Yeah, God looks after, for sure. In Russia, it seems you can read. In Russian, it seems you can read. I can. Yeah.
They were translating them.
They translate on our screen.
Like on the laptop, I figured a way to translate the messages.
Now, on my phone, they won't translate.
No,
Russian comments no longer translate on my
yeah.
phone. But I do read a little bit of Russian. I don't understand everything that I read, though.
We're starting to sound out like children. When they first sound words out, we're starting to be able to do that.
Hello, Russia from Alaska. I wish I wouldn't do that. If anybody's ever had it live, when you're scrolling through the comments, all of a sudden it just jumps. Gone. It's hard to know where you are. Piotr Maslanka, welcome to Fox. Membership. Thank you very much, Piotr. And Aton, $20 super chat. Thank you very much. You are amazing. Oh, thank you. Which part of Russia are you guys living in? I'm getting married and moving there soon. We are in Nizhny Novgorod. Beautiful, beautiful oblast. Joe Morales, I want to meet you guys too. Coming to Russia in the fall, God willing. All right, send us an email. Laurel B, I would love to meet you guys. Set a meeting. Dasha, hello Irene. 34. If air gets into battery, it will burn up. Yes. Yeah, and you don't want to take that risk in the plane. And personally, if I'm on the plane, I don't want them to take that risk either. So I understand it. I would have thought, though, they're shipping them from China over to America and China to Europe. And I mean, this stuff's getting shipped all the time. There must be a way of safely doing it, right? But I haven't found a great way of doing it yet. Most airlines don't want to take it. Kyle, create your own tool brand. I don't have a lot of spare time, believe it or not. Ranger, it must be late on your time. I'm figuring 10 p.m. Yes, 10:04 right now. Probably 10 when you wrote that. Dasha, hello from Minsk, the birthplace of the Belarusian tractor. I look forward to going there. I was actually offered to go to the Zelskilmash plant and look at the loaders, and then on the same trip he would take us to Minsk and look at the tractor. So I look forward to one day doing that. That would be an amazing trip and opportunity of a lifetime.
I'll let you go to the factory and we'll tour the.
You don't want to come with to that? Man, why would you not want to stare at tractors?
Yeah.
You can stand there all day and just look at them go by. Like it'll be a line and they'll be building.
I think that video was perfect because the boys were all like admiring the tractor, and then the camera turned to Ainsley eating an ice cream, and she kind of went, like, rolled her eyes, like, give me a break. I laughed because I was like, I was gonna
Which video? The tractor one?
The tractor
one.
one. I was gonna take it out, but then I'm like, no, it totally like just makes it exactly what I was like. So glad it wasn't there that day.
Haper, I don't know what the cellos' names are. Children?
Maybe.
Aaron, Anron, or Andron?
All of the channels, right?
I don't know. Or my name? My name's Arend. Arend. Vitaly, hello. What faith do you profess? Christian. We are conservative, Bible-believing Christians, and no denomination. Although we recognize many and have a lot of similarities to many. Yeah. There's still this opportunity. Igor, if you like wildlife, watch Happy People TV series by Dmitry Vaskilov. It is available on YouTube in English as well, about Russians living in Siberia. We don't have TV, but it's on YouTube, so that would work. Svetlana, oh, from the phone I can watch. Hoorah! Logan, Hyper Arend. Oh, that's to somebody up there. That's my name, yes. Timor, you always can order any tools from Kazakhstan. I know you can order them, and I've ordered good tools on Ozone. It's just a matter of finding the right link and not getting tricked, right? Like I'm telling you, this DeWalt, I should show a picture of it. It looks very, very real, but it's not. And I don't feel like spending hard-earned money on fake tools. And would I use this tool? Probably, but now I'm going to ask my kids, hey, I need another DeWalt battery, and now I have two different types of DeWalt batteries, the real ones and the fake ones. It's just not convenient at all. Svetlana, well done. I am happy for your family. The tractor is class. Очень class. Maybe you can build that barn for that tractor soon. Well, I got to finish the house first. Mama and the kids need a roof and some heat, and then I'll work on the next thing after that. I love the translations. Can reply because don't read it myself. Do you use any Russian marketplaces? You can get lots of things cheaper than in stores. Yes, I use Ozone all the time. I use Avito. Neither app. I don't have the apps for Avito or Ozone because the apps are not available. There's no translate option, unfortunately. So I use them both in browser, and then the Google browser allows me to translate the page into English, and that's how I get by. And I've had some people that I've contacted on Avito, and they're like, man, you Russians, it's confusing because I write them in Russian, but I Google translate my English to Russian, so sometimes it makes for some laughs, basically. Helena, lost that one now. Shed, good day, guys. Love your videos. You're a skilled master and a nice father. Love both of you. God bless you. Thank you very much. Sanchez, you need to write a book on how to raise children. I don't know. We don't really feel like we're that good. We just see some other people that are not very good at it at all. The Walmart kids, that's what I used to always call them. You go to Walmart and you're minding your own business shopping and you see some kid, he's climbing up the walls of the shelving, you know, screaming and hollering at his mom or his dad, I want this. And you're like, oh man.
I really appreciated it today because there was this little girl who was pulling the biggest fit and her mom turned her over and spanked her bum. And I said to myself, yes, good for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what that child needed, right? She didn't need you to give in and give her a candy. She just needed to be told that what she was doing was wrong.
Not acceptable.
Acceptable behavior. We don't act like that. And I always use the example to the children sometimes is, do you see your father behaving like that? And they're like, you know, like the boys, right? And I'll be like, do you see, you know, your dad, you know, your papa doing that? No. I said, well, do you want to be like your papa? Well, yeah. Well, then stop acting like that. And then vice versa for me. Like, do you see mama acting like that?
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, it's a good example to have. Do you think your children, you know, if you want them to be respectable adults, then start training them that way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Training is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably better than the word discipline. It's just child training.
Training. Yeah.
Everybody needs training. Lupus, your channel has come a long way from when you were raising cattle in Northern Ontario. God bless. Yeah, a lot of changes in the last year, for sure. Thank you. Svetlana, why are subtitles not available? Good luck. Somebody said they are.
I don't know. Sometimes they are.
I read something about Yandex too, and then it disappeared. So I tried different browsers, and apparently they are available. Evgeny, Arend, are you watching videos from Australia, from Altai? Are you aware of their progress in construction? So Justin and I actually talk quite a bit. Justin Poley, we communicate privately on Telegram. I don't have a lot of time to watch videos. I do try to once in a while to support them, and you know, from time to time they ask me. Obviously, I come from a cold climate and built in cold climates, and they come from Australia, so it is a bit different. You know, we try to offer advice all the time, and they've been here a lot longer, so they've been a world of advice to us, and especially in finding tools. We do compare notes quite a bit. They both John Hares and Justin have asked me about the miter saw that we bought, and I asked them about tools that they found. Hey, where did you find that?
Yeah.
And so Justin actually just sent me a whole bunch of links for different things as well. Yeah, try to help each other out a little bit. I thought it would be really nice. I don't think we're going to have time, but I would really like it if we did have time to make it out there this year yet and help them with their builds. But it's a long drive from here. It's not close by. Jimmy, do you let the children have tablets? I say they are bad. No, we do not. I don't see why children need any technology like that. I didn't have it when I grew up. We found things to do. There was no such thing as being bored. You find stuff to do as a kid.
We were discussing it the other day.
Well, we grew up in the country.
Living in the city, it's like there's nothing for anyone.
I do feel bad for that. Yeah, there's nothing here for kids.
I see a lot of children wandering around, and it's just there's nothing for them to do. So like, we had a tree in the yard that fell down the one day, and all these limbs were laying there, and I said to somebody, there was a bunch of boys in the neighborhood that were kind of getting into trouble, and I said to the one person that was kind of supervising them, I'm like, why don't you get those boys to clean up that mess? And they told the boys that, and the boys, it's obviously not their parent, but they told the boys to go and clean that up, and they couldn't be bothered. They're like, oh no, we got other things to do. So then the next day the trees were still there, and I said to my boys, I said, go and clean up those trees and take them up the hill to the dumpster. Well, they just thought that was great. They were doing something productive, and it's a totally different thought process. It's like they've never been taught to do anything because they don't. It's just
But they don't have TV. They don't have tablets.
Like
ours, they do. As we said earlier in this live as well, we do now a lot more laptop stuff. I do think it's important for them to be introduced to even a keyboard and typing and things like that, right? So it starts basics. And so they get Microsoft Word and things like that. But a lot of their homeschooling now is on the computer.
Which I'm
Russian left computer.
Once we get to the farm, that'll be changing. Because right now we're at a point where we just don't have
more convenient.
Yeah, but I'm starting to notice the hindrance with that. There's just a lot of different things that I don't really appreciate. I'm going to be switching it up again.
Yeah. And even for ourselves, though, we use the internet for research purposes only. Really, we don't spend a lot of time just wasting time on it.
Right. Yeah. Well,
try not to.
Try not to.
What do you think about local food and groceries? Any different from Canadian ones? Basically the same foods here. I think the fruits are of much better quality most of the time than what we have, and it seems to be an abundance of it right now. All of our stuff gets shipped in from a lot farther away, I think, in Canada than here. Seems to be a lot more good fruit. Where do you have Amazon there? No, not that I'm aware of. It doesn't exist, but they do have so ozone and wild berries is similar to Amazon. Maybe not the same products, obviously, but similar idea. You can just order it online and then they ship it locally. There's ozone and wild berry stores all over the place. They're just like little kiosks where you can go pick up your stuff. Mark, when will the B&B open? Oh, we're quite a ways from that yet. Let's aim for next year and see how it goes, but no guarantees. You guys need to do a movie on your life adventures. I have no idea how we would direct that or produce that or make that. There is another documentary we are part of that is coming up, but we're only just one part of it. Basically on some of us who have moved here from the West. And I don't know when that's available either. We'll let you know. We're not directing it. They're just filming it. Botanak, when can I buy a hat with your logo? I am waiting. Soon. We're working on that. Literally working on that. We got to find a supply of hats yet. And then we will start producing those. And then we have to figure out how we're going to handle making them and selling them. Because, I mean, we're busy. I don't have time to pour through thousands of emails for people that want a hat and then try to find the addresses and make sure that they're correct. So there's got to be a simpler way to do that. Whether maybe we do it on ozone or something, I'm not sure yet. We're still looking into that, how best to do it. And the same as these mugs. The first thing that we'll have available is some mugs. Not this one. This was just a trial. The logo is way too big, but we'll try to have some of that stuff very soon for you. You need to sleep. Well, once in a while. You'd be amazed though. I'm so tired, and then I go lay down, and then I'm like,
problem. Brain keeps going.
Yeah, and the brain won't shut off because just thinking about this. Oh yeah, I gotta do that thing yet. Then I gotta do that thing. So I can tell my kids I'll sleep when I'm dead. I believe you have 1 year to get Russian driver's license after getting permanent residency. Okay, that would make sense. Yeah. Sanya, good evening. Why are your children not staring at smartphones all free time? What do you think about it?
No, we answered that.
Yeah, we answered that one, I think, a few times. Oh, skip down again. Sorry. Hello, Scotland, someone says. Mark Biffy, can't wait to visit when the B&B will be open. I have lived in Russia for 2 years, and I really miss it. Cheers from Italy. Ah, that's neat. Yeah. You know, part of me thinks, oh, it's crazy. We're going to open that. Who would want to visit? Who's going to come? And then you read comments like this, and I guess there are people that would want to come. So, you get fruits from the southern regions of Russia into Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, etc. Yeah, so we get from the States, California, from Florida. In Ontario, Canada, the southern tip is actually, southern Ontario is the same elevation as northern California. So it's pretty far down, and they grow peaches down there that are pretty good quality. There's also a couple of valleys in BC, the Okanagan Valley particularly, where they grow good peaches as well. And apples, of course. But that's the extent of the fruits within Canada. The rest of it would come from the south as well. Some are, Florida, oranges, especially lots of them from Florida, or farther south. You go into South America and stuff like that. So bananas come from Guatemala mostly. But yeah, it's not always the greatest quality. And a lot of stuff comes, they pick it raw, right? And then they ripen it on a truck or they spray it with something, and not really good.
We should probably call it a night.
How long have we been on this thing?
Almost 2 hours.
Oh my, no wonder I'm tired. Anton, Aaron, how is the Fiat? No problem with him? He's making a lot of noise lately. I think I need to replace 2 struts in the front, but I need it every day. And yeah, anyway, it's clunking a little bit on the one side, pretty bad right now. I need to get that taken care of. The cock, Teo, maybe it's Teo Cook. I don't know. Will you have profit comparable with Canadian and Russian prices on agriculture product, which are going to be all the best? I think so. Yes, the prices are less. Milk price, for example, sits about $1 Canadian. Are you Canadian? Similar to Canadian, yeah, so Canadian. About $1 Canadian per liter, roughly. I think it's 61 rubles. liters. So that is a little bit less than Canadian dairy farmers are getting. But Canadian dairy farmers have a high price of quota to pay for and a high price of land to pay for. And that makes things pretty unaffordable. Also, your electricity costs are much higher and your feed prices are higher because of the land price. So if you do the math on that, I think that you could do very well here milking cows. Also, meat price is lower here, yes, but not that much lower when you compare it to land. So if you think of something like a beef cow, especially if you grass finish your beef and you can do it all on grass, the land here is extremely cheap compared to Canadian prices of land. So if a Canadian beef guy is making a little bit of money, then he will do just fine here. That's my assessment, and we'll see how it goes this summer. But I think you can do very well here, yes. What do you think? Oh, lost that one too. 34 outdoor. Will you give me a job so I can get a work visa for Russia? Send me an email. Email is usually in the descriptions. Countryside Acres Homestead at gmail.com. And maybe we'll discuss it. BC cherries. Oh, yes, I forgot about those. I did not really know what cherries were. I don't really try new things. And I think one of the kids shoved one in my mouth. And who can resist a kid? And I was like, hey, this is really good. And we were in Alberta at that time, so it must have been Cora. Cora probably told me to eat the cherry.
Those kids down there at Raynaud's.
Oh, was it? Anyway, my boss at that time, he loved eating cherry. He was always eating them things. Very good, yummy. Are you still in Russia? Yes, we are. Were you able to resolve the Binance problem? Hoping you can. I have not heard any more about that, unfortunately. I think no. Which is really sad. Peppermint Patty, are you going to bring in more stone for your driveway to prepare for winter? There's still one piece that's not finished. We will finish that, and then we'll leave it till spring. Tiger, $20 super chat. Thank you very much. Great family. God bless. Thank you, Tiger. Oh, we can thumb it up, too. Daryl, thanks. Have a good night. You're welcome. Will you be connecting 220 or 380 volt electricity? So in Canada, we only have the option of 120 and 240. And here it's 220 and 380. So I think we're aiming for 380, although I still don't fully understand exactly what I need. I believe three-phase 380 is what we're aiming for. Olga, do your children... Whoops, I lost you, Olga. Sorry about that. Don't know where that went either. Well, it's got to be close by here. Because this comment I just read...
It's down further. We did the tire, no?
No, I don't know.
Maybe not.
There. Do your children want to be friends with Russian children? This would help them learn. Yeah.
Oh, they are friends.
They are friends with Russian children. What are the plans for your homestead? I'm not sure exactly what you mean. We're going to have animals and grow food. I'm hoping Elon donates some room shingles. We will see. Not sure. Peppermint Patty, you're going to bring in more stone. I answered that. Marcel, privyet. Privyet, Marcel. Valerie, have you solved the problem of transferring money? It remains a problem. Some people are having successes in different ways. That is going to remain one of the biggest problems of people moving here from other countries. I think Russia is working on platforms that are actually supported by the Russian government and backed by the central bank. That may make things easier. I don't know. Gary Grant, hi, Arend and Anneesa, beautiful, hardworking kids from Scotland, beautiful Russia. Thank you, Gary. Creator's Mind, it's beautiful to see how your kids can do things yourselves. Your parenting style might need a book or something. The Gen Z parents don't get it. Yeah, but I don't know how to write a book. Neither do you.
I could tell people some stuff, but then they could write it for me.
Vlad, do you plan on getting a second car in Russia since you both can drive? We would like to at some point, but
just not.
Can't really afford it right now. Right now, our focus is on the house. At some point, we would like to, yes. The second car won't make us any money, so we only have so much, and we're trying to focus that on getting a roof over our heads and getting the farm going so that we can start turning a profit. And then once we start turning a profit, then we can use that to buy a house or buy a vehicle or other things that we might need. Rebel USA, will you get your 15,000 back? I'm assuming you're talking about the Binance. I'm thinking not. I don't know. We don't have any more details at this point on that. Spring Spirit, did you use medical help in Russia? Does the ambulance come over to your village?
It will.
I'm sure it does. Yeah, we hear it drive by on the highway. We've never had any medical emergencies. And in the country we come from, if you have a problem, you drive yourself to the doctor. I've never used an ambulance other than one car accident when I was a kid. And I don't even remember that. They picked me up from the side of the road and brought me to the hospital, I guess. So other than that, we usually drive ourselves. Alexander, the planet is our home. God issues. No, God issues said we have no boundaries. We are all this big family, and you are strong. Greetings to you from Nizhny Novgorod. Thank you. Beard, what about flood in Nizhny Novgorod? They say everything was flooded in the most indecent place. I'm not sure what you mean. Most of Nizhny Novgorod is pretty far up. Like, pretty hard to flood all of it. Peppermint Patty, are you going to bring in more stone? I think you answered that a couple times.
Let me get another one.
RS, $20 super chat. Best wishes, and we'll find you on Boosty also. May visit your B&B someday, watching every day.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I have to build a few cabins for people. Is that a different one?
Mm-hmm. But I don't know why you can't see it. What?
Yuri, 10 AED. Which one's AED? Australia? No. We normally transfer money via Chinese banks.
Interesting.
Maybe you could email me about that, Yuri. I wouldn't mind learning a little more.
Countryside Acres at.
Yeah, go ahead.
Countryside Acres Homestead at gmail.com.
Yeah. I get asked that a lot by people that want to come here, how they can do it. With 380, you will have to pick up the load on the phases. Otherwise, there are penalties, but it is just right for the farm. Okay, 380 with 3 phase. I'm guessing. Birds are allowed to whistle.
You heard the whistling.
Oh, somebody outside's whistling. Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was Alexa.
No.
YouTube is shutting down in Russia. I have a plan to be on other platforms. We keep hearing that. Yes. I don't know.
Boosty.
Yeah. We had Boosty for that reason, and also, and both of those you can access for free. You just don't see it. But Telegrams are just going to be links on there to other stuff. But if we ever disappeared, then we can stay in touch. And the Boosty, you can be on there for free as well, just as a follower. So, all right, scroll down to the bottom here. We should get off here sometime soon, I guess. As you go outside of in Russia, you should probably have access to the free medicine. Hope you'll never need it for emergency stuff, only for regular checkups. I think we do have access to that. Again, we just have not had time to look at it.
Yeah, we don't know.
We received our asylum officially while we've been building, and we've just been busy. We will look into it more. We're, for the most part, always very healthy people, and thankfully don't need a lot of health care. But yeah, when the time comes, it would be nice, I guess, to have that for sure. Thank you for the videos every day. I watch them with pleasure. Thank you very much. Hello from the 95 region. It all depends on the application for connection. I don't know what they indicated. If there is a technical possibility, they will connect 380. The load on the network is not infinite. If not, they will give 220. Okay, from what I understand, 380 is available. The application was filled in incorrectly, came back, I don't know if you want to say denied, they had some problems with it. And this week, we're meeting with, I'm not sure which minister, but some government level to figure out how we can get this figured out, and obviously a lot faster because we are going to be needing electricity very soon. Peppermint Patty, why put more crushed stone in winter? In winter, the ground will freeze better than asphalt. Absolutely, yeah. So we're not worried about there, but in the springtime when the snow melts and the ice melts, then it might get mucky. So I would like to have some stone down just to give us traction come springtime, basically. And then we'll work on the road next year. How far are you from the nearest village center? We live 200 meters from a village. No stores in the village. We're going to be the place to get food, I guess. Nearest larger town would be 10 minutes, maybe. It's got 4 stores in it, so lots to eat. You are entitled to the same level of benefits as Russian citizens due to your refugee status. Please look into it. When we have time, we will, I guess.
Didn't know that.
No, I didn't either. We didn't move here for those kind of benefits. We moved here for freedom and the opportunities to farm and practice our faith. Those are the benefits that we were looking for, I guess. So we haven't really spent a lot of time looking into any monetary benefits.
Right.
I mean, I appreciate them if they're available, but at this point, we haven't had a chance to look.
We're not used to that idea either, though.
No, we're fend for yourself kind of people usually. Diana, as you got asylum in Russia, you should probably have access to free medicine. Now, I think learning is the best medicine. Whoops. Hello from Scotland. Hi from Australia. Andre, there are a lot of us. We just communicate with the hosts of the stream in English. Victoria, what denomination of Christian are you? We're non-denomination. We haven't belonged to any denomination a long time. I mean,
we're Christians.
Yeah, we found our own way by reading the Bible, and we firmly believe the Bible, and we just have always classed ourselves as conservative Christians. There's no denomination that we would really fit in. There's a lot that we disagree with completely, and there's other ones that we somewhat agree with, but maybe not in everything. And then there's lots that we are still learning about that we just don't know, and we try to stay open-minded about that. Mute freedom, yes.
Lost it again.
Bedtime, good night, get some rest. Amen. Olivia, benefits for multiple child families are aimed at promoting childhood and kid development. Lisa, that's right, hardworking didn't go for a handout. Victoria, how do you deal with foxes and predators? I would love to see a fox.
There is none.
Our last place, boy, how many chickens did we lose to foxes? Oh. So we had firearms in Canada, licensed. I mean, I was licensed firearm carrier, but we had a lot of predators on our last farm. I mean, the one time we bought new chickens, we were only allowed to have 300 by law meat at a time. 299 actually. You're not allowed to have more than that in Canada, and without quota system basically. And we had we were in labor.
Oh,
Ainsley? No, Maddie. Yeah, when Maddie was.
Finny.
Was it Finley?
Yeah. We had over 200 and some odd birds. Did we not?
Yeah, we weren't technically allowed, but we had just bought a new batch, and I think they were like 2-3 days old.
Yeah, but we were in between that. Oh, that one.
That batch. Anyway, the kids called me while she was in labor, and okay, well, it might be an emergency, right? I got to kind of answer this phone. She's literally like,
I literally was having Finley.
Yeah, like I got this news like 20 minutes or no less than that probably before Finley came out. But anyway, the kids called and said that something had got into the chicken pen, and they didn't want Mom to know because they didn't want her to be stressed out. But what are they supposed to do? There was 260 dead chickens in this pen that we had out of the 290.
Like they were chicks.
Yeah, like 2-3 days old or whatever, 4 days old.
So sad.
A skunk had got in there. And they can be brutal. They can they kill everything just for fun. They just went to town and just started killing everything. And yeah, it was terrible. So there's just a little funny story though, because she was literally in labor and I'm like, oh.
No, when I was having him, they called again because something was in the pantry, they said, and it turned out to be the cat.
Oh yes, I
remember
was scared that time. Yeah.
So they heard this noise.
I was with Finn too, or was
that was the same?
Maddie?
It was the exact same. I finally told you, call them back. If they're not dying, call them back.
Anyway, that year I think I killed 5 or 6 skunks and 8 or 9 raccoons, 1 or 2 foxes. Oh, it was a bad year. Everything was trying to eat our chickens that year. It was terrible. Anyway, here we never see anything. I've only seen 1 fox in all my time here so far. I wish I could see more.
I've seen bald eagles, so they might eat our chickens.
It's wonderful to hear. Sorry, again, we miss a lot. If you want all of your stuff answered, the lives on Boosty get a lot more stuff answered. Just it's so hard to keep up here. So it's wonderful to hear of the warm and helpful reception the Russian people are giving you. I have known some lovely Russian people in the U.S. and always wanted to visit Russia. You should. It is beautiful, and you got to travel around a little bit. You know, like. Some people only go to the main destinations, which are beautiful, Moscow and St. Pete, but go out and just meet the average everyday people, you know, outside of the big cities too. What stereotypes about Russia were destroyed when you came here specifically for you? I don't know if we had that many. I mean, we're told all the time how poor Russia is, and I still think that's funny because even the poorest villages seem to have gas here. I've never lived in a house that has natural gas. So it's kind of amusing that way. Canada's supposedly so much richer, and here you have central heating in the cities, and you got gas, and everybody seems to think, Russians seem to think too, that Russia is so cold. I don't find that. We got here January, and we keep track of the weather. I've been keeping track of Russian weather compared to ours for the last couple of years, because we knew we were planning this move. it's no different than where we came from. And many times Canada was colder. This spring, actually, where we came from was way colder. It was a very rough spring for a lot of folks in Ontario, Canada this year. Very cold and wet. One question, may I cross-reference you guys with Eddie and Joseph near Moscow and Dancastle, Southern Lake Baikal? Eddie. I think I know Eddie. And Joseph is probably Joseph Rose, I'm guessing you're talking about. I know Joseph. I don't know. I think I know Eddie. I can't remember. Dan, I don't think I know him. And I'm not sure what you mean with cross-reference you. Like, just ask them about us, for sure. I got nothing to hide, so. Ken, looking up you people, very inspiring. Thank you, Ken. Lisa, you are an example of an ideal Russian family. You remind us of what we should be. We love you from Moscow region. Thank you, Lisa. Hyper away, that's why I miss, not sure. Wolves, but they are smaller. You have wolves, but they are smaller? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, we haven't even heard anything.
No. No, we had a lot of coyotes, too. Coyote is kind of like a wolf, but it's a wild dog, too. They run in packs. We had a lot of those on Manitoulin Island. A couple of timber wolves, although I'd never seen one. My neighbor shot one and showed us the picture. It was a massive
years
thing.
Ago.
Yeah, a couple of years before we came there. Well, that is, you don't miss the Russians, you miss the go to the wedding. Not sure.
No idea.
Jeffrey, hi, Anneesa, Aaron, you have to build a banya for your house. Maybe one day. Yeah. Michael, so as not to overpay, you need to find out what the minimum load is for 3-phase 380 because it can be 40 kilowatt or it can be 20 requested, but essentially it does not play a role in the overpayment. I don't really understand what I need. I mean, we only have two options. There's 240 and 220, and then you have a couple of phases. I've never, like, they asked me, well, how many kilowatts you need? I've never been asked that.
We just have a company that does it for us. You tell them what we need it for, and then they just come and hook it up.
Yeah. So I'm learning, I guess. Yeah. You're welcome to go duck hunting with us, and our rifle and Yaroslavl season begins at the end of August. Oh, I haven't gone duck hunting in a long time. I enjoy that shotgun.
Yeah,
I don't know what the legalities are in this country as far as me shooting anything. I'm sure I have to be a citizen first. But.
Yeah.
In Russia, it's forbidden to build your own power plants on rivers to change the natural balance. You can solar panels on your land. That's a good idea. Anton wants a mug. Most Russian farmers have a few different dogs that kill the foxes. Brilliant hunting guard dog.
Joseph Road and something Castle.
We love what you're doing. Love the new tractor. Blast. Where did you see that?
Right there. Moscow photographer.
Joseph Rose and Dan Castle.
There you go.
Okay. It's about to boil over. What is? Russians don't think anything. I don't think it's an argument going on, but something. We love what you're doing. Victoria, you're welcome to go duck hunting. Thank you very much. I have a bad attitude towards beef cattle breeders, but I'm interested in. I wonder why you have a bad attitude. I love beef. I went through my phone the other day and I saw some pictures of my big old Angus bull. Man, I missed that bull. He was a beauty. Eddie is a Hispanic man from South Texas, a photographer. Very good. I believe I've talked to Eddie. I think maybe when I was on Joe Rose, I was on a live with him one time. He invited me on. I think there was an Eddie on there as well. Ranger, it could be nice to have gas heating and cooking just for backup. Maybe install a butane tank and run lines to one stove and one heater. Yep. Eddie is a good dude. We're from Texas too and make cocido de res. Not sure. Have you already adapted to the metric system? We grew up with it. We have metric and imperial in Canada, so it's not like I was foreign to it. It's just don't build with it. Oleg Justice Walker from Altai uses his power plant built on a stream. Yes, he does. Yeah. Aaron, you're a lucky guy to find such a wise, smart woman. Anneesa, I have so much respect for you. God bless you all and help you overcome all the difficulties. Sending love from a Russian in Hungary.
Thank you.
Thank you. See, comments like that just make you emotional, don't they? It's just so beautiful. Sweet. Thank you very much. Asked Venter, how are you planning to heat the house? Gas if we can get it, otherwise wood.
If we can get it.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Do I have one of the broadcasts in poor quality? I'm not sure. Canada and Russia have this metric system. Yes. Hello, guys. Aaron, how old are you? Sorik. I am Sorik Liet. 40 years old. My congratulations with your new helper, the tractor. Ada Wolf, I can't eat beef thanks to a wayward tick. I love beef master. Oop, moved something. Gas, Russia firewood is free in the forest. Symmetric. Happy John Aaron, what are you planning on cropping besides hay? Will you specialize, say, have a blueberry farm? I don't believe any farm should be specialized. And I've said this multiple times. I will continue to say it. I think you need to be multi-dynamic, multifaceted. You need to be in more than one thing. I think one of the biggest downfalls of agriculture and why people can't make money farming now is because they're only on one thing. And then when the market tanks on that one thing, they have no expertise in anything else and they lose their money. And I think you'd be wise to invest in multiple streams of revenue on your farm. You should have beef. You should have pigs. Everybody should have pigs. Pigs eat everything. All right. So if you're a grain farmer and you got a bunch of wasted grain, what happens to it? You dump it in a big pile and you let it rot and you spread it out. Why not feed it to the pigs? You could be feeding pigs for free. I actually used to buy some spilled rotten grain from the elevator, right? And you could feed it to your pigs, or from work, all right? Stuff that they didn't want anymore, you scrape it up, bring it home, feed it to the pigs. Anyway, just different things. So blueberries, yeah, I think we'll have blueberries, but will we be a blueberry farm? No, I don't even know if we'll have blueberries. The option's there, is all I'm saying. We're not going to be a raspberry farm, but we will probably have raspberries. We're not going to be a duck farm, but we'll probably have some ducks. We won't be a pig farm, but we will have pigs. Mm-hmm. I think everything. The more things we can have on the farm, the better, and the more insulated we would be from fluctuations in the market. Ranger Bob, you guys are setting up great examples for a lot of other married couples in the world. Kids getting engaged could learn good habits from you guys.
That's so sweet.
Thank you very much. And Happy John, thanks so much for the answer. I grew up a 1,500 hog farm near Chatham. Chatham, I haven't been down to Chatham in a long time. Voice of God, Russians respect hardworking people in the traditional family. Yes, Anneesa is so lovely. The children are wonderful. Thank you. Especially if you're going to provide for the village, variety is key. Yes, absolutely. We must be almost at the bottom because these are relevant topics to what I was saying.
Yeah, you're going the wrong way.
I think you'd be surprised how many people would like to meet you at a day at the park. I think I would be. I'm still shocked when I look at a video and I see that 50,000 people looked at it. I don't feel that we're that important or that we're that different or that we're that special or that we're doing anything that interesting. I'm just continuing to film the videos and I'm still blown away by the support. And even the fact that, you know, after 2 hours of a live, there's still 690 people watching us sit here, read comments, and you know, it still blows my mind. And so she said, oh, I think people would come to the park. They'd probably like that. And it's our way of giving back. I thought, yeah, right. We'll be sitting there with a box of cookies, and we'll be the only ones at the park.
I like that we had a nice picnic in the park.
Better things to do than sit there by myself at the park. So anyway, thank you for all your love and support. I appreciate it. Blueberry and a lake that has a rainbow trout would be divine. It sounds lovely. It's better to say Minya Sorik Liet. What did I say?
Just sort.
Maybe I said I am Sorik Liet. Minya Sorik Liet. YouTube is completely lame. All right. Hyper, I've never tasted any meat in my life. 54 years. How do you survive? I love meat. Good. I like to eat meat. I wish you the best as a fellow Dutch, first generation Canadian. Happy John. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Batteries are allowed on the planes, but have to be less than certain capacity, 12 amp hour. DeWalt batteries are not allowed. 9 amp hours and below are fine, regulated by IAA, International Aviation Agency? Maybe. Why not DeWalt batteries? My DeWalt batteries are 5 amp hour. I think I have a couple of 6s in Canada, maybe. Nothing bigger than that, though. So, and I thought 2 there, you can only have like 2 of them in your pack or something. I pray Russia will never something happen. I'm not sure. I completely agree. You need multi and also multi-natural fertilizer from the animals as well. Yes. Also, people specialize in certain crops and then they what do you want to call it? Overproduce that crop over and over and over again, which then depletes certain nutrients. And you go back years ago, they had much better crop rotation, and a lot of people are using that now again. But you can't just farm for profit all the time. You need to do rotation. Some crops put things back in, and I think having animals grazing is a really good, important part of that rotation. And also different animals. Some animals like to eat some things. Some animals like to eat other things. Goats happen to like browsing. So if you have small brush and stuff like that growing up in your pastures, which we've seen a lot, Manitou Line where we live, a lot of the pastures were overgrazed by cattle. It's like golf course grass, nothing growing. And then you get little trees and shrubs growing up that goats would actually like to eat. And so if you can kind of blend them together, it really does help. Pigs actually will rip up a lot of that stuff and then get a lot of the dormant seeds will start to grow again, which then helps everything grow again for the next year. So there's a good balance that needs to be worked in there for sure. How much longer do you want to carry on here?
You're the one talking.
Well, there's just so many lovely people on here. We love you from Saskatchewan. People are hungry for what is good. Yes, I think the park will be too small. Lossinger, take all the info in. Have fun. Stefano, hi. We love what you are doing. In which part of Russia are you? I missed it if you said. We are in Nizhny Novgorod. Paper Abaya, about devastation and gasification are two different questions. Have you seen Chicago or another industrial city in the United States tied to the automotive industry? Devastation and gasification. I must have missed a comment somewhere. Drop stone. Foreigners suddenly can be co-founders of legal entities. Galena, they were allowed to build. We must have missed an argument somewhere. I saw in the video that you had a well drilled for water. Will you install a water treatment system later? Not necessary. Our well water is excellent quality.
Which is exciting.
Yes. The voice of God, Esteventer, unfortunately, Russia slows down YouTube. Oh, it's up and disappeared again. Galena, everyone subscribe, squeeze the mitten, like. Thumbs up. Yeah, give her a thumbs up. Abai talks about the importance of having different animals and plants on the farm in order to maintain balance. Yes. For Swift transfers to Russia, Raiffeisen Bank still works. It has to be euros. Then the fee is only €5, 50% for USD. I did open a Raiffeisen Bank, but then Georgia didn't want to send it. So although you can do it in euros cheap to Raiffeisen, Georgia wouldn't do that. They're going to charge me 4 or 5% in the Bank of Georgia to send there. And that's ridiculous. I mean, it's a lot of money that you lose in the transaction. How big is that lake or river next to your property? I hope it doesn't flood you guys. You can't see it on the property real well, but
on the video.
Yeah, that lake is like, I don't know how many.
We're on a huge hill.
We're on a big hill. Yeah.
And that's why we can see so far, right? Because we've got like.
If we get flooded out, there is a lot of people that'll be swimming and floating downstream.
Mm-hmm.
We're way up. Victoria, I miss those Blue Ridge Mountains from Virginia. The best I can do is drive to Caucasus area near Krasnodar to experience something close to them.
Mm.
You know, I was listening to that song today, West Virginia. Not today, yesterday, with the kids, educating them on some of the good quality country music that's out there.
I wasn't there.
John Denver's West Virginia. Beautiful song. Limestone Bay, lay, then shale stone. Please spell village. Do you guys miss Canadian poutine? I've been a poutine guy. That's a Quebec thing. Cheese on fries. I've never really done that. Oh, cattle burial grounds are used for burial of plague animals. What does a small farm have to do? That must be another conversation. Will you then install water treatment, Raiffeisen? If your money is parked in Georgia, simply withdraw in rubles and bring it over. There is no limit and no fees. Well, I'd have to get to Georgia. On asylum, I can't leave Russia. So that's not an option for me to go there. It also takes money to travel there and then come back. But down the road, that may be an option. But I got to get my residency first then. So right now, we're looking at ways of transferring the money in. Diana, in Russia, we go gathering wild black blueberries in the forest. Delicious. It's called Chernika. Also wild strawberries, Zemlyanika. Yummy. Hope you'll love it. We've had some wild strawberries. They're much sweeter. I actually don't like strawberries. I like strawberry jam on bread. I like strawberry yogurt, strawberry ice cream. I don't like strawberries. Never have. But the Zemlanikas, somebody brought us some, and they are much sweeter. Mm-hmm. And I did actually try some on the insistence of one of my kids. and it was admittedly nice. Yes, delicious. Raiffeisen also has issues transferring to and from the United Arab Emirates, Russia nowadays. Dimitri, set goodbye DPI for YouTube to make it work better. Kyle, it's a Quebec thing. It's probably the poutine. Oleg, Fjoller, and what to do with bone skins together. You can't just bury them on your site. That's how clever people spread the plague and various infections.
No idea.
Anita, hello. Great work. You are great fellows. I'm watching you from somewhere. Laurel, I love John Denver. Great song. Sunshine on My Shoulders. Ranger, your kids are going to be discussing things about you guys in Russian, and you're not going to know what they're talking about.
That's what I was worried.
Very true. If you lower the bitrate, 30 should do it. Being sent out, the video quality might improve. Okay, Corey, Lake Below Land. Dimitri, install goodbye. Adolf, $5. Thank you very much, Adolf. This message held for review. All right, we're going to sign off. I got to go to sleep. Got a big day tomorrow. Thank you guys very much for hanging with us again for another evening. That's quite a long one today. What, 2 hours and 20 minutes? So a lot longer than I planned for. I'm just reading comments. So. God bless you guys. We will sign off now. Everybody have a good night, and we will catch you guys in another video. You want to come in tomorrow?
Probably not now.
No?
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, you're not done editing it yet?
I'm almost done.
Okay, she's not completely done. But maybe.
Maybe.
All right, otherwise it'll be on Tuesday. Okay. Thank you all for your love and support. We'll catch you guys all in another. Bye-bye.